Check, check, check. Check. 1, 2, 3, check, check. Check, check, check. Check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check, check. Check.
Check, check. Check, check, check. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hello, check, check. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Hello, hello, hello. Check. 1, 2, 3. आ रहा है? दोनों चैनल आ रहे? सिंगल चैनल प्ले करके देखो एक बार. अभी देखो.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check. 1, 2, 3, check, check.
Engineer. Later on, He became scientist. Now it appears as a doctor. Than this, first is a pakka human being. His heart is well kindness. Always you have the urge in the mind to do something to the society. That is his mentality. What I noticed is that, yes, what I can do for these people, how I can help them. This is always a motto, how to help them, this mindset for him. Even in this, recently, this Corona time, I know, daily we used to walk out together. Then daily he says, we are spending for this ICU, that mask and all, machine cost will be around 20, 30 lakhs. Why can't do within 15, 20,000 and all? Yes, he invented, he developed a project for this, what you call? He got approval from the government of India Health Department also. He supplied for the hospitals also with a less cost. This urge he have. The same fashion for the metabolism, how our body works, how it helps us, what the remedy. He need not go to doctor. Than that, he studied a lot, like a research he did on that. I seen the papers, I met last time also. Yes, wonderful subject and all. Yes, thank you very much, sir. On behalf of my Anupuram colleague, we are proud to say that he is one of our resident here. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I invite to the dais for this today's lecture, for the giving some important knowledge for us. Thank you, sir. Please come to the dais. Jaypal Reddy Garu, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Now we will be discussing about the entire human health related issues. Here we are, the title of the today's program is Metabolic Syndrome, Causes, Remedies and Implementations. This particular subject, it goes to several days to discuss. I compressed the entire metabolic syndrome, entire metabolic health into a capsule of 3 hours. So I'll be skipping, of course, one cannot cover in this, but I'll be covering the gist and the summary of the entire, and it will be, I promise you, it will be very, very useful for the entire mankind. Thank you. Next, this is sponsored by my company, Apollo Computing Laboratories Private Limited, aerospace and defense company. This is a disclaimer. Since I am not a doctor, I am not a biologist, so it is my duty to disclaim. So this knowledge I am sharing with you for your or lifestyle changes. So today's agenda will be, I'll give what is the motivation behind this. There should be some motivation for doing anything. There should be financial motivation or moral motivation or social obligation or you want to help people. This is some motivation. There is no commercial motivation here. So the motivation will be spelled out here. And what is the goal? What you are going to achieve at the end of this 3-hour seminar? And we'll quickly some definitions, because all of you are not doctors, you are not scientists, you are not geologists. So we'll discuss some small definitions. Evolutions, how the human being has evolved over 2.5 million years. That evolutions, 1 lakh evolutions, all that will be discussed there. Then we'll discuss straight away, go to metabolic syndrome definition, and we will show through a boiling frog, a small program, will show how the human being is getting cooked inside, how you are all getting cooked without your knowledge. Cooking, it's called cooking. So that cooking, please understand now, you will get really invoked. Then we'll discuss about the diabetes introduction. Diabetes is one of the parameter of this metabolic syndrome. Then we'll discuss about insulin resistance. Atherosclerosis, this is a coronary vascular disease, heart attack. Then we'll discuss about cancer, Biomarkers. There are a lot of confusions here, biomarkers. What blood test to do, what not to do. LDL, triglycerides, uric acid, ESR, LDL. There is a lot of misconception in the doctors, in the entire, and there is total misconception is there. I will clarify the misconceptions. And you are all being misguided, and wrong medication has been done. So that all will be discussed. Then we will discuss about science of fasting and anti-aging, never too late. There is one subject is there here. Then at the end, I will be summarizing with 10 commandments, 10 pillars of longevity and healthy life. So you follow these 10 philosophies. It will definitely help you for your longevity, for not to go to hospitals, and lead a healthy life. So the motivation is, if you don't want cancer, some of you must have already got angioblast. If you don't want diabetes, many of you must be diabetes. If you don't want heart disease, you don't want reoccurrence of the heart disease attack. Already you got one attack, you don't want reoccurrence. Giant disease, inflammatory condition of bowel. This is about constipation. What you need to do? Answer, don't age. It is not possible. You will be aging, correct? So we will be telling you how to not to age. So toward this we move next. So now the goal is stop disease before it starts. Stop the disease before it starts. Stop 10 years before it starts, and prevent occurrence of disease. Once you stop the disease before in time, you will stop the occurrence. To understand, good food is medicine. If food is a medicine, bad food needs medicine. Food should be medicine. Otherwise, other way it will happen. So I will be dealing with root cause analysis. I am not going to prescribe any medicine for you. I am only telling you root cause analysis, and it will give you very good solutions. It is not a dietary, not exercise, inflammatory. All these issues will be discussed at length. See, knowledge is the first. We have some 10 pillars. In the first pillar is knowledge. So I will be first imparting the knowledge. See, definitions. See, there is a scientist exploring its function, got a Nobel Prize. What is its function? Nitric oxide. See, you must not be knowing, nitric oxide is a gas inside the arteries, inside the vessels, blood vessels, nitric oxide. See, nitric oxide is not there sufficiently, the arteries will become hardened. See, once the arteries are hardened, your blood pressure will be increasing. If you have a sufficient nitric oxide, your blood vessels will be flexible. Once they are flexible, your blood pressure will come down. And also, there is so many other functions. See, nitric oxide, flexible is there even during the erectile dysfunction. The man is having a fertility problem. Nitric oxide is not there sufficient. They will not have erection problems will be there. So nitric oxide is, that's why there is a Nobel Prize around that. Next, another one of the, this one is autophagy. Autophagy means, autophagy. So whatever auto means self. Phagy means healing. Self-healing. Suppose you get some wound, it gets self-wound, self-healing. So there is autophagy. Yoshinori Kosumi got a Nobel Prize just on this subject, autophagy. I will be touching detail about that. And there was another Nobel Prize in 2002, apoptosis. So this autophagy is actually self-healing, how the body self-heals, how your mitochondrial level, the dysfunction, what is the cell level, tissue level, organ level, the repair happens automatically, automatic repair mechanism. And that is, our Hindus already got this one, but he has got a Nobel Prize. It's more like now our Hinduism had that autophagy within. But the only thing he has spelled out in a particular through thesis, to allopathy always with a readings, with the proofs, with this one they study all over the world. See, the proofs are published, then accepted by all the community. Now, apoptosis. What happens when you are aging? When you are aging, the cells become not dead. They don't work. There are some lazy people, no, in the company, in the society. They don't work. Just they don't produce anything. Like that, now there will be cells which are not producing anything work. They are not dead. So that is a very dangerous. See, inside the body, everything is chemical. Everything is chemical, radiation effects, no electrical. Electrical action also coming through chemical, this one. So now what is happening? So what happens now, the cells, the cell which is not working, but it is not dead. What it is going to do, over a period of time, it is going to spread, through chemically it is going to radiate this nonsense around the neighborhood, tissues. The nature of tissues, as I told you, cells together becomes tissue, tissues together becomes organ dysfunction becomes disease. So now there is a radiation of this cellular damage. It is not only not working, not only not doing any work, the cell, it is not doing ATP, no energy. The cell is, but it is contributing chemically and radiating to the neighborhood cells. In this process, the cancer is going to come. So this is the root cause for cancer, apoptosis. So that's why these three issues here, see, I addressed. I don't think you'll get it at one place like this. I addressed the Nobel Prize for these issues. You can imagine what is the concentration of these issues we are talking about. See, now I'm just, homeostasis, I want to define homeostasis, so you have idea. So that you see how, if I just go here now, I will run, somebody hits me, immediately I will hold. So what happens? The leg comes back to, that is homeostasis. So now, for example, negative feedback and positive feedback, there are two things here. Homeostasis. So, for example, you have eaten food, you have eaten ice cream, you have eaten a lot of sugar. Sugar shoots up. The glucose shoots up in your blood. Once the glucose shoots up, the pancreas will generate insulin, the whole bunch of insulin dump, to snub that glucose in the blood vessels. It has to be regularized, otherwise you will die. So now once the glucose has gone up, it will want to homeostasis, it will want to go back to the normal state. So it will push the insulin will take the glucose, push it to cells. In this fashion, what is happening? The glucose is getting normalized. So this is a negative feedback. Same way, suppose due to some reason, you have low glucose. Low glucose comes, immediately liver, what the pancreas will do, one hormone it will release, glucagon hormone, it will go to liver. Liver, there is a storage of glucose, that glycogen stores. It will release the glycogen stores glucose into the system, into the blood. That means what is low glucose, it is adding glucose. High glucose, it is taking away glucose. So this is called homeostasis. So, and there is also, this is a negative feedback. Negative feedback is stabilized, but there is also positive feedback. For example, type 1 diabetes, one-way traffic, there is no feedback, because there is no feedback system there. For example, now during the pregnancy, woman maybe is growing, that is a positive feedback. And cancer cells, the growing, no control. So this is a positive feedback. So now I discuss these are homeostasis there. Now, suppose I subject myself to the cold. What happens? I go to the ice bath. Then my temperature is supposed to maintain my body temperature. It is supposed to, otherwise you will die. Body will maintain the temperature. That is called homeostasis. So next. Now, glucose is a fuel for your brain, muscle tissues and your liver. So glucose homeostasis already I discussed. Too low glucose, too high. Hypoglycemia is too low. Hyperglycemia is too high. Now, at this point, I should introduce our human being, our system is hybrid engine, hybrid biological engine. Hybrid means there are two fuels here. One is, what all you know, glucose. Glucose is a fuel for entire, this one, even for the leaves, for the trees. So glucose is one fuel. There is another fuel called ketones. There is a ketosis happens in the body that produces ketones. Ketones and glucose. This is a metabolic flexibility. Suppose you are able to work, some people have put a question to me last time, sent a message to me, can you address Alzheimer's disease? Somebody getting dementia, not able to remember. I am going to address this one. Right now the address is there here. Ketosis. Ketones can go to the place where glucose is not able to go. Once you are in ketosis every day, your Alzheimer's disease, dementia will be vanished. So we will discuss in course of time. So there is one just I mentioned here. So now, there is a lot of, you all know, there are 9 nutrients. There is a macronutrients, fat, carbs and protein, and micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, fiber, water, antioxidant, and phytochemicals. There are total 9 class of nutrients. We are all taking these nutrients. Fat is 100% fat, no carbs, no proteins. Now I am going to the first topic. There was a preamble. So now we are talking about evolution. How the human culture has evolved. Human being is evolved. Physiologically, 2.5 million years ago, 100,000 generations have passed away. Caveman, a caveman, no refrigerator, no storage, but depends on fat burning system. Just please note, it was depending on fat burning system. Now, actually, we are now working on fat storage system. We are only working on fat storage system, but you are supposed to work on fat burning system. That you please note, make a note. So, 12,000 years ago, 600 generations, agriculture revolution has started. 200 years, industrial revolution has come. Human being genetic profile is designed. How the human genetic profile is designed 2.5 million years back. But today you are operating in a different way. You are in an air-conditioned room. You are not subjected to cold and hot. You are not earning your food, and your sedentary life. You are not designed for that. And your metabolism, human being metabolism is same as what is 2.5 million years back. They are not changed. You run and you jump into the water. You climb the tree. You climb the mountain to escape from the tiger. You are designed like that. Run, stop, run, stop. You are not designed to walk, marathon walk, 20 kilometers. Nothing is going to happen. We are going to discuss. And you are welcome to put a questions. You walk, I have seen here in my colony, our colony, Anupuram, and there some people are coming, walking daily. Oh, they walk, putting like this, 9 months. Many of them, what the hell going on? It is not, they are not knowing what is the purpose. So the body is not designed. Of course, walking is good for cardio. Walking is not going to remove your viscera. So now you run, stop, run, stop. That is going to help you to reduce your tummy and fat burning system. So we are going to discuss some more details will be discussed now. So you are designed fat burning system. You are designed to run, stop, run, stop to escape from tiger. Now that's how you'll run and stop, climb the tree, jump to the water. So now it started here, moving on and on. You see, there is no three-dimensional viscera. There is no viscera here. See now, there is no viscera. You see, this is the today's. You have such a, and Pepsi, your all, what you call Mamino, you have all Western food. See, at this moment I should say, who are all the countries adopted Western diet, all become sick, including China, including Japan, of course India, they all become sick, more sicker than Americans. So we adopted that program, that food. That's why you are here. So that's how. So now human physiology 2.5 million years old. It is not today's, but you are operating in a different way. Genetic profile is also 2.5 million years old. It was originally fat burning system. Now we operate only on glucose burning system, sugar burning system. You see, fat burning system is supposed to be, you are doing entire around the sugar. We are getting spoiled ourselves. We will discuss. So we will go quickly to the subject now, technical subject. What is metabolic syndrome? Metabolic health. Metabolic syndrome is one of the major portion of the health. Of course, that is not the end of it. There are many other subjects, but this is a major. This cancer, diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease, and your heart attack all comes under metabolic health. So metabolic syndrome is defined as derangement of your metabolism. It's a cluster of conditions, increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. See now, metabolic syndrome is a constellation of these parameters. What are the constellation parameters here? Body mass index, the body and mass index. What is your waist height ratio? Then, if it is less than 0.5, you are metabolically okay. You are not metabolic syndrome. The number 2 is blood pressure. Your blood pressure is 130/85. It is systolic and diastolic, it is greater than 130, greater than 85 means you have a problem. Should be less than that. Red is always problem. And here body mass index also, BMI, it is greater than 23 is a problem for South Asians. And blood glucose. If blood glucose is greater than 100, fasting blood glucose, it is you are diabetic. It's a problem. And high fasting triglycerides, if it is greater than 150, is a problem. And HDL, good cholesterol, Ashok. Low HDL, this is a happy cholesterol, HDL. HDL should be higher. All these things should be lower. You see, this should be higher. Higher the HDL, better. Lower fasting glucose, better. Lower blood glucose, better. Lower BP, not very much low, is better. Lower the BMI, all are lower. This should be higher for you to be healthy. Here, lot of this slide can take into 100 hours discussion, but we will discuss very silent features and summarize. And we will come out of what is the triglycerides. Some of you must have got with the blood test. We will review your test. Now, general blood test, what is happening? See, I sent one note saying that go for a general blood test. That is B12, vitamin D, and your lipids. Lipids means your triglycerides, your cholesterol, and HDL, LDL, and your all these lipids it is called. And this is the test which your doctors are not giving generally. I don't think any of your doctors will give. This is fasting insulin. It should be less than 10. If it is more than 15 means it is insulin resistance, preferably between 2 to 6. My fasting insulin is 2.8, okay, for your reference. And uric acid, next another parameter here. Uric acid, what happens now, when you eat sugar, there is a fructose and there is glucose. Fructose is not metabolized by your body. Body doesn't absorb. Fructose not useful directly. So your fruits are having fructose and glucose also. So fructose is metabolized only by the liver. So now this fructose generates uric acid. Uric acid, what it does is, it bombards the mitochondria, the lowest cell, it will bombard. How it will bombard? It will push the fat into the cells. And it will not allow the mitochondria to work. What is mitochondria? There are all cells working. I am able to do electromagnetic energy. That is mitochondria. So mitochondria, it is making mitochondria not to work. Uric acid. You see, you take beer, whole lot of uric acid. You take fruits, excess fruits, uric acid. Sugar, uric acid. So this uric acid is one of the root cause for dysfunctioning of the mitochondria, the smallest cell, which is the energy cell. And we will discuss about this also, fertility problem for women, PCOS. And for men, the fertility problem, erectile dysfunction, one of the main root cause here. Uric acid is going to, I discussed in the beginning, the nitric oxide. It inhibits nitric oxide. So uric acid is inhibiting the nitric oxide in the blood vessels. So what happens when you are inhibiting the nitric oxide? The blood vessels are going to be rigid. They are going to be hard. When they are hard, blood will not flow. When blood is not flowing, the small constant, it is getting constrained, then your blood pressure will increase. So you see uric acid, how it is creating a problem. And insulin postprandial, we are going to discuss how much you can understand, but we are going to discuss postprandial, means after lunch, your insulin. See how we are designed. I eat food, glucose, carbohydrates. Glucose goes up. Insulin goes up. Glucose comes down. Insulin comes down. So my insulin should be coming up and down. Glucose going up and down. Insulin should be going up and down. See, up, down, remain minimum. And again go up, down, up and down, up and down. Supposed to be. So, but we are not doing like that. What we are doing is, we are eating food. Before it is glucose absorbed, again you are eating. Again insulin is released by the pancreas. Again you are eating. Eating. So what happens? That insulin never coming down. If insulin is not coming down, that leads to what is called hyperinsulinemia. That is one of the, hyper means higher. Insulin means hormone insulin. Mania means in the blood. Higher insulin in the blood, causing because of you. You are eating, before that is digested, before that glucose is discharged, again eating. The insulin has not come down. Before it come down, eating, again it will go up. It will coming down, not coming to ground level, minimum level. In the middle only you are. So that means insulin is maintaining now high. You see what is happening. If a child is there, if I ask child to climb the tree 10 times, you will climb 10 times. 11th time you ask him to climb the tree up and down, you will say, get lost, you will tell. In Telugu it's called moraincharam, you will morains. So now higher insulinemia is going to make the cells insulin resistance. So that is these are all the root causes. So these are the tests. So then some of you must have got results now, we will try to review. HSCRP, high sensitivity C reactive protein. So this is the inflammation. The inflammation actually combination of the various proteins. I can't tell you what is the reason for HSCRP, but this is definitely coronary vascular disease, heart related. This one. If you have more than one, you are at risk. You are less than one, you are not at risk. For me, HSCRP is 0.3 right now. But I can say some of you, I got the results, it will be terrifying, I'll tell you. It will be 2, it will be 3, it will be 4, it will be 1.5, very close to heart attack. See now heart attack means what? See now pillars are there. So pillars are not having a strong. I will test the pillars, they are not strong. That doesn't mean that building is going to fall. Same way here, the pillars are strong means they are going to live for more. See, here also parameters are like that only. Just because you are having bad parameters, you are going to die today, not like that. But you are going to die early compared to others. You are going to get a heart attack, you are going to get cancer, you are going to get diabetes, you are going to get Alzheimer's disease, you are going to have affected because these parameters. If the cement is not okay, if the pillar is not okay, iron is not okay, building is going to collapse. Cracks are going to come. Similarly, it is going to happen here. It is nothing purely technical. Everything we are discussing allopathy, not any magic here. So now these are the parameters. We will discuss some of. So now additional parameters now, what is happening? We are having misnomer. Actually, there is a collusion between the pharmaceuticals and between the hospitals, the business. There is a collusion. In that collusion, the entire human race getting affected. That I am going to address. See now, LDL, actually I am not before in the blood test you will get actually LDL. LDL, your doctor will see LDL. LDL is more, 150, 200. Come on, take static drugs, statins you will give. He is spoiling you. So actually LDL is not the parameter which is affecting the heart attack. And actually the triglycerides to HDL ratio, that is creating the problem. In this only, triglycerides to HDL ratio is creating a problem. Ideally, triglycerides to HDL ratio should be 1. Your HDL should be more than triglycerides. None of you will have, nobody will have in India. Actually, ideally, triglycerides should be less than HDL. That means HDL should be more than triglycerides. It is not possible. But at least the ratio between triglyceride ratio should be 1.5 to 2. But generally people are having 4, 5, 6, 10 like that. I will show you some of the readings may come. So that was the. Now LDL is not at all a parameter which is going to dictate your heart attack. But your doctor going to give you medicine for LDL, spoil you. Because LDL, there is actually, that's why I put this point. See, ApoB, apolipoprotein B protein, this parameter, this molecule, if you test, is a better predictor for coronary vascular disease. In the LDL, there is one particle, which is a oxidation particle, oxidated LDL. That particle is root cause for coronary vascular disease, not LDL as a. So there are people who are having LDL 300, LDL 500, they don't have any vascular problem. Coronary vascular, they never got heart attack. So LDL is not at all the parameter to be seen. HDL to HDL, triglycerides to HDL ratio, that is important, that should be seen. And additionally, you should be ApoB. Similarly, you have to see MMA. See what is happening, you are getting B vitamin, B12. See, B12 test, whatever you are happening, that is not accurate. Sometimes B12 gives very good result, but you are really not having B12. The better test is for this, the proper molecule count, B12. So this one, MMA. Similarly, now your endothelium lining is damaged or not. This is a homocysteine test. And then you have C-peptide test. See, C-peptide test is the insulin secretion. When you are eating food, glucose comes up. When the glucose comes up, insulin is secreted by the pancreas to put the glucose into cells. So here the main problem comes. See, what is happening, we are going to discuss. The type 2 diabetes, most of you are with type 2 diabetes. Don't have to worry, type 2 diabetes, type 2 1, we will actually rectify everything. There is a very much you can come to conclusion, you come out. So what is happening here, type 2 diabetes, what is the problem of type 2 diabetes? Type 2 diabetes actually is a excess insulin production. Type 2 diabetes is what? Insulin is produced more, excess insulin produced. So what doctor is doing, without knowing, or with less knowledge, not maturity, matured, what he is doing is adding you insulin. For a type 2 diabetes, adding insulin is like for a drunkard, you are giving another bottle of wine. For a sick person, you are giving whiskey as a cool drink. Like that it is. So it is for a type 2 diabetes, no way you should give external insulin. If you give external insulin, you will die fast. What is happening with the disease, type 2 diabetes will never get cured by medicines. It is going to exponentially increase. Have you seen any diabetes person reversed with the medicine? It is not possible. It is exponentially going to increase with time. And because of this wrong way of, so he is giving insulin for a type 2 diabetes to stop the, we are going to discuss this, all these points are going to cover in a directly, indirectly, course of time. Next. I am just giving one small case study. 52 years old person, stress control, stress test is there, what is called stress test is normal. And CT scan, calcium level are high. CT scan, hardened arteries. Now, echocardio passed, stress test passed. CT scan, he found some problems. High cholesterol. See, now what I am trying to say is, calcium, coronary artery calcium score can predict the coronary vascular disease. The calcium score, this also we will going to cover. What is in an artery, calcium deposited? The calcium deposit is going to create this calcium score. Calcium deposit more, due to inflammation, it will break. You will get heart attack. So that point we are going to discuss. So now you see the situation is 53% of adults living 2 or more chronic illness, like what I have shown you, metabolic syndrome. 53% of the entire society is having. All of us will be having. 35% of adults are living at least one chronic disease. 53 are having at least 2. 35 is having at least 1. Only 12% of the population, adults, are physically well. This is almost the same statistics all over the world in cities and in Western culture places. Now, direct killers. So, heart attack will kill people. Mesh? Now, heart attack is one of the killer. Okay. Then stroke, brain stroke is another killer. Cancer is another killer. Uncontrolled diabetes. Normal diabetes in control is okay. It is not going to kill you. But it is going to increase the chance of getting heart attack by 5 times. Then Alzheimer's disease, dementia, memory loss, and Parkinson's disease, these are going to also one of the reasons. And in addition to this, there is another reason. People are dying. These are reasons for death. You see, surprisingly, common cause of death is also due to incorrect or over medication. You are getting dosed by wrong medication, over medication. People are dying. So now boiling frog, a small, we want to show you what is happening. See, there is a frog put in the vessel, is getting heated. You see, now heat is getting heated. It's getting boiled. Now increase the heat, 80.7 Fahrenheit. You see, it is there inside the water, in the vessel. It is sitting happily. Now you see, 92.3. It is there getting cooked, but it is not jumping out. You see, now it died. After 92.23 degrees Fahrenheit, it died. No reason it died. It was in the water, normal cold water. The fellow has put the water and he heated that vessel. It has died. So this is now, there is a boiled water, correct? We throw a frog now. What will happen? Frog will jump out. It will jump out. Why? That frog previously was undergoing inflammation, getting cooked. Once you put in the cold water, slowly heating, no, it is getting cooked, and then finally it dying. It is not having energy to jump. It is not having the, you see, at the end what happens now here? New frog we put in the same hot water, it jumps. That means we are all getting cooked with the various metabolic syndrome without your knowledge, and you will die early. So we should not be like boiling frog. That should be our aim. So now diabetes. See, there is a type 1 diabetes, there is a type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is called autoimmune disease. It is not negative feedback, it is a positive feedback. And type 2 diabetes, blood sugar spikes. Now, fasting glucose should be less than 100. Postprandial glucose should be less than 140. HbA1c should be 5.7. And 90%, 95% of the time it should be 140 or better. Above 180 is called blood sugar spikes. And 95% of the time it should be 140 is okay, acceptable. We are going to discuss type 2 diabetes primarily. I think this people are aware. Then we will discuss about what is insulin. Insulin is a elephant here. We are discussing about insulin hormone. There are so many hormones there are hundreds of hormones which are not known. Whatever known hormones also maybe more than 100 are there. We are discussing insulin as a main hormone. What insulin does is, you see insulin, the moment glucose is there in the blood, in the blood, no, glucose is there, the glucose will be pushed into cells. This is the cell. If insulin comes only, this will be pushed into the cell. You see, insulin came here, the lock is opened here, glucose gone. If lock is not opened, glucose will not come. It will remain here only, glucose. So here now lock is opened here. This lock is opened. This lock is closed here. So insulin is acting as a lock. And another way I will explain to you, one more way. You see, insulin receptor. Now, here it is locked. Here it is opened, you see. Like a football goal, no? It is opened. Insulin comes here, opens this is what is called receptor. Receptor is, insulin comes to receptor, it opens the door, glucose goes into cell. If it is not opening, it cannot go. So if there is insulin resistance, it will not get opened. You see. Now I am going to tell you in a very nice way. See here, lock, okay? Your lock is there. Lock is got gummed. Somebody put a gum in the lock. With a key, will it open? It will not open. So you have to remove. So you are just struggling, correct? The cell is getting gummed. So that is called insulin resistance. Once insulin resistance is there, the insulin will not work. The cell will not push the glucose into cells with the insulin. It requires more insulin. That becomes hyperinsulinemia. More insulin, diabetic. That is a. If you ask child to do something again and again, you will stop listening to you, correct? Same way. And torchlight, focus at your eyes. Suppose I focus a torchlight at your eyes continuously, you will not, your eyes, you will become blind. And similarly, high sounds near your ears. Suppose I put a big sound here, near to your ears, you will become deaf. So this is a resistance. Living with diabetes is entry way to heart disease. Living with diabetes is like having experience of at least one heart attack you will get. If you are with diabetes, at least one, definitely you will get. Everybody will get. And those who are, others also will get. Others are not diagnosed as diabetes. They are all diabetes. Many of them are already diabetes. They will not be knowing. That also I think some reports will come, will investigate. What is the meaning of, now you can see now, you all know, unexpected weight loss, blurred vision, extreme thirsty, urination, extreme hunger. This is your diabetes. High sugar, is a sugar you call high. And similarly, low glucose means hunger, shaking. Suppose glucose goes down, what happens? You will get sweating, and you will be getting shivering. You will get hunger. When low sugar, you will get hungry. You want to eat, you want to eat, you want to eat. And in the case of high, this one, you get thirsty, because the insulin draws because the insulin, what is happening? It goes in your glucose goes in the blood. When glucose is going out through the kidney, excess glucose. When it is going, no, insulin draws the water. It sucks so in that process, no, you are losing water, you get thirsty. So now, some people don't have any symptoms. Hypertension and, see, this is just an example. This is low blood sugar, only one molecule is there. See here, normal, here, high. See, this is how in the blood. This is a blood vessel. Now, this is what you should understand, which is not told you by anybody. Nobody will tell you like this way. This is the root cause. So, there is one Suresh, this is Naresh, okay. Suresh, the moment they are eating same food, it is called oral glucose tolerance test. There is oral glucose tolerance test. 75 grams of glucose you give to him, everybody take, and measure after 2 hours what is the response. Curve, what is the response time? That is called a OGTT, oral glucose tolerance test. So both are given same glucose, both are having same glucose response. Okay? But you see the insulin, if you measure insulin, he is secreting small insulin. Naresh, he is secreting more insulin. Means what? Actually, he requires less insulin to do the job. What insulin is doing? It has come down, means insulin only controlling that one. Glucose, homeostasis, I told, homeostasis means equilibrium. To bring down the glucose, whatever is in the blood, no, it has to be brought down. So it is going up and down. Same thing, both are non-diabetic. But the problem is here, he has used less insulin, he is using more insulin. See what is happening, see. Now, Naresh is more insulin sensitive. Suresh is poor. See, Naresh is more insulin sensitive. See, small insulin itself is, that means you are not a deaf. Suppose if I say like this, you listen. Other fellow deaf. I have to, all like that I have to talk that way. So this Naresh is more sensitive. He is insensitive. That's why you require more insulin. And body generates more insulin. Naresh needs less insulin. Suresh needs more insulin. You see, Suresh is able to produce more insulin. Suresh is able to produce more insulin. Time being. Naresh also will produce, but there is no requirement for him. You are not overloading the pancreas. This is the situation now. See, Naresh is insulin sensitive. He requires small insulin to do the job, same job. Suresh requires this much insulin. See, pancreatic beta cell insulin production. He requires more insulin to do the same job. Both are having a blood sugar, if you check, both are correct. Both are normal. But inside cooking, this is cooking, frog, boiling frog. You are getting cooked. That is the correlation. So now you see some people, you plot some graph, various people, they are like this, somebody. They are within they are not diabetic. This green, they are not diabetic people. If you see glucose, they are not diabetic, but they are getting cooked. Hyperinsulinemia, their insulin secretion is more. They require more insulin to do the GM job. So that's where they are getting already cooked. So now, this is see, Naresh requires this much insulin, Suresh requires this much insulin. You have seen already. And he is also non-diabetic, he is also non-diabetic, you see. He is secreting more insulin, he is secreting less insulin. Similarly, there is another person by name Pawan. So Pawan, when he was 28 years old, he was having this much insulin sensitivity. When he became 38 years old, his sensitivity reduced, and he is increasing the glucose. When he became 48 years, he is having this much insulin sensitivity, and he is become diabetic now. You see, he is not able to. His pancreas is not able to produce. Everybody's pancreas is different. Everybody production capacity is different. Production capacity, they are not same. So he is not able to produce the required insulin to snub the glucose. Suppose he produces this much glucose, then this will also become inside the green, it will go. But he is not producing. Pawan's pancreas is not producing the enough insulin. So he become diabetic. He is out of the, that means what? His sugars are more than normal. HbA1c is more, his fasting insulin is more, fasting glucose is more, postprandial glucose is more. So now, you see, summary, with age, Pawan increases weight and his beta cells are not able to maintain blood sugar levels. He become diabetic. Now you see, the various situations, everybody produces different, pancreas produces different insulin levels. Not everybody is different. So now, insulin levels are high. See what is happening, insulin levels are high, sugars are okay. Your heart is clogged up, problem is going on. Calcium, this is a calcium deposit going on in the arteries, hardening of the arteries going on, and you will get a heart attack. By the time you know that you are diabetic, it is too late. By the time you must have got a heart attack, you must have collapsed also. You must have got angioplasty, you got open heart surgery. You are not even diagnosed as a diabetes, but you are already diabetes. It's called pre-diabetes, much before. That's why you see here. You see here. Here you see Suresh. See, if you see glucose, he is in the green. But his insulin is drawing so much insulin. So much insulin he draws, he become insulin resistant and his cells damaged, the arteries got clogged up, he got heart attack, you will die. So that means you see the root cause. Initially our goal was, you have to find out root cause before in hand. So type 2 diabetes is irreversible through medicines. Through medicine you can't reverse it. How can you reverse it? Through medicine. Medicine is adding the glucose, adding the this one insulin, much more problem. Through tablet, what you are doing, you are snubbing the this one various organs and creating more problems, B12 problem, fatigue, and you are increasing the diabetes. Insulin resistance is going to increase. With whatever tablet you use, insulin resistance is going to increase. Once insulin resistance is going to increase, the amount of insulin is required more. Amount of insulin required more means your pancreas is not producing anyway more insulin. It is over a period of time it has become resistant. It is not producing more insulin, you require more insulin. You see, in this process you become more insulin resistant. More insulin resistant, more. See, it is a chain reaction. So in this process, what is happened? Type 2 diabetes is never reversible through medicines. The whole method of diagnosing diabetes is wrong. The whole methodology is wrong. Let us redefine this, what is happening. So now, you see this, more insulin is generated because insulin resistant. 20% effect because of high sugar. 80% effect is on the insulin. See, there is only 20% organ damages because of the glucose. 80% damage because of the insulin, which is got hidden. You see, you are already having hyperinsulinemia, but you are not diagnosed. You see, 1970, Dr. Stout has shown that increased insulin causes endothelial dysfunction, which then causes, you see, microangiopathy of the retina and glomerulus cardiovascular disease, microvascular disease of the heart, and central nervous system get diseased. You see, in 1970, he has shown insulin is going to be having a negative effect 80%, glucose is having effect of 20%. Why this medical, pharmaceutical not taken this? If they take this one, they will not get their business. That is the root cause. Okay. Now, Dr. Stout said, there is little evidence that high glucose alone causes vascular disease. See, that atherosclerosis, that is heart attack, is stimulated by insulin. Higher insulin, what I told you, Suresh and Naresh, both appears to be same, but other fellow who is requiring more insulin is getting damaged. Frog, cooking, boiling frog. That's why again, please remember boiling frog. So, endothelial dysfunction. See, we are going to define what is endothelial. Actually, inside the artery, blood vessel, there is a layer, endothelial layer, that layer where the blood flows. So that becomes dysfunction because of the insulin resistance. Smooth muscle proliferation, lipid deposition. Now cholesterol, your calcium, your triglycerides, your all lipids get deposited, you get heart attack. Lack of repair, decreased growth hormone, increased catabolism causing arterial disease. See, basically, you are getting heart attack. With the diabetes increases cardiovascular disease by 500%. 5 times. If you have diabetes, your chance of getting diabetes, already I told you, 5 times more. So, the insulin is a hidden parameter. Glucose is not the main. Glucose, you are seeing your diabetes post-mortem. Everything damaged. Now you are seeing glucose. It is showing up through glucose after 10 to 15 years of damage. Your damage starts 10 to 15 years before. Now you finally glucose test, HbA1c check, postprandial glucose test. Array HbA1c is 7.5. Array my HbA1c is 5.7. My fasting glucose is 80. My postprandial glucose is 120. 10 years. Still I am not, actually I am not diagnosed with diabetes, but I am already getting cooked up because my insulin is high. Hyperinsulinemia, and I am getting cardiovascular disease. I am getting calcium deposit in the arteries. I am getting clog. I am getting plaque break, heart attack. Not only heart attack, insulin resistance lead to every disease. PCOS, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, your all types of diseases, PCOS, the rectal dysfunction. Imagine skin problem, retina, kidney, all are linked with single parameter, insulin resistance of the cell. There are 39 trillion cells in the body. Every cell is many cells are associated with the ATP, energy. All cells are not energy. The blood cells are not energy. No ATP, blood cells. But there is blood cells also take the glucose, but they don't produce energy. They carry the glucose. That is the exception. Otherwise, most of the cells are ATP, energy. So, but now this is the hidden parameter is insulin. Now, doctor's office, a doctor, what he does? Doctor sees cholesterol. He sees glucose, HbA1c, but does not see insulin. Why there is a gummed up like this? Why we don't diagnose? Is it ignorance? Insulin resistance is the root cause, and giving insulin therapy for type 2, like putting finger in the hole. Root of all problems is insulin. See, this is slightly, I have to define. The sinking boat, boat is sinking. In the hole, you are putting a finger. You are going to get die. That is actually there is English mistake here. So, is the root cause giving insulin therapy like in the sinking boat? You are putting finger in the hole. Boat is sinking. The hole is there. You are putting a like this. How long you stand? This is what is going on here. They don't test glucose tolerance test with the insulin. That is a problem. Why they don't test? If they test, hospitals will get closed. You will get diagnosed 10 years before. Diabetes is the root cause for the entire medication, entire medical insulin, trillions of dollars of business, all will collapse. Everything linked with business. So now, insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity we are going to discuss now. What is the time now? 3. Okay, now, do you have skin tags? Skin tags, black tags will come here. And do you have fat around your belly? There is fat around belly. Do you have erectile dysfunction for men? And similarly, you have women PCOS, fertility problem, high blood pressure. Do you have high triglycerides? This is the cholesterol, high. Do you have high insulin levels? Suffering from diabetes? All these things come into insulin resistance. It's a plague of prosperity. Prosperity means eating, enjoying, sitting idle without doing. That's a prosperity. That's a plague. See, plague of prosperity. So now you see, I just give this one. All of you consider it. See, there was one experiment done. 208 patients were tested. Healthy patients. They are tested for 6 years. They are not obese, normal people. In that, what is happening? After 6 years, they have seen those who are high insulin resistance, people, 28 people died. Those who are medium insulin resistance, 12 people have died. Those who are not having any insulin resistance, nobody died. See, then they have done a testing, they have done insulin test. What they have done, insulin resistance test. There is a test for that. We can do for you also. Insulin resistance test they have done for all the people. And after 6 years they have checked, those who are having high insulin resistance, 28 people died. There are healthy people, not obese, normal. But those who are having lower insulin resistance, nobody died. You see, if you are insulin resistance, you will die early. If you are low insulin resistance, you will die. This is a figure of merit. But death, because that all the diseases are linked with that one. So now, bariatric surgery, I am not getting that. Okay. Now, question answer. Now, any questions till now? We touched upon the fundamentals of insulin, glucose, HbA1c, triglycerides, HDL, triglyceride ratio. You can get the.
Hello.
You can ask any question.
Hello?
Yes.
This is too complex to understand
Yes.
immediately.
Yes.
But as a layman,
Yes.
because I am aging,
Yes.
can you suggest at what intervals and what parameters should be to be checked? And which type of doctor or specialist should be consulted?
Correct.
Because if you go to one consultant, he will see only his own aspect of the disease.
Yeah.
So for this complex system,
Yes.
are there any specialists
Correct. So actually,
for doing this?
no, sir, special.
And at what intervals a aged man like me at 80 years should consult?
Right. Okay. So basically, what sir has asked, Okaravaru is a former very senior civil engineer and my very senior in REC Varangal. He was a very eminent civil engineering. So his question I can understand. See what is happening. Whatever I will send a WhatsApp, I will send to people. You should do the test is HbA1c for normal person also. Fasting glucose. You should see postprandial glucose. You should see fasting insulin. Fasting insulin. Postprandial insulin. HSCRP, high sensitivity C reactive protein. ESR is inflammatory. And you have to uric acid, because uric acid is going to be bombarding the mitochondrial level. These are the fundamental basic things for the test. Okay. So then, if somebody asks now, this test will reveal now, as we age, inflammation will be growing. Like you have seen the boiling frog, inflammation. Inflammation, there is no particular definition. HSCRP, high sensitivity C reactive protein test will give you inflammation connected with the cardiovascular disease. Uric acid is giving the inflammation regarding to fructose and mitochondrial bombardment and dysfunctioning of the cells. And if there is this liver cell is having a insulin resistance, fatty liver it will become. There is a cell in your brain is dysfunctioning, is having insulin resistance, you will get Alzheimer's disease. And there is a cell in your kidney, cells are become insulin resistance, your kidney disease will come. And your pancreas, there is a fatty pancreas, you will get a fatty pancreas, you will get a, but these all things are linked. So now, for many things there is no solution directly through medicine. So for example, we address about Alzheimer's disease, correct sir? As you age, you get into, that's why I put one, I mentioned this one, what you told, no? Our body works with the two fuels. One is glucose, one is ketones. So there is body is so well designed, but we are not using that way because you have to run, stop, run. We are not doing. So what happens now? When you are under stress, I'll do stress. When you are under stress, what happens now? Your sympathetic nervous system gets invoked under stress. The fat gets converted into ketones. The fat getting converted into ketones. That means you got another fuel. Why I am telling the fuel? Normally you are in glucose. These ketones can go to a brain places where glucose is not able to go because of insulin resistance. Okay, so because you are having insulin resistance, there glucose is not able to go because I have shown you locked, gummed up. Glucose cannot enter there. There ketones can enter. Ketones don't have any. So ketones will do. So what is happening? You have to go into fat burning system. That is fat burning. I told originally we are designed like that, fat burning system. Though you have to enter into fat burning system, glucose burning system. Fat burning system, glucose burning system. In every day. If you enter, your problems will be mostly solved. So now how do you do? So now, when you eat, it is going to be glucose burning system. Storage, fat storage system. Eat, give gap and eat. Give gap, eat. Sufficient gap you give, you are going to be glucose burning system as well as fat burning system. What happens now? That's why you should have 16 hours at least gap for non-eating, 8 hours eating. You eat 1 meal a day, at best, but you will not be able to do. Go for 2 meal a day. 8 o'clock you take the breakfast, then 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock you take the second meal, close. If you do this way, what happens? The 4 o'clock to next day morning, it will be 18 hours gap will be there. In that process, what happens? You get into ketones. So now glucose metabolism is there, ketones are also coming. The glucose is not able to go to the brain cell where your memory loss happened. These ketones will go there. So this process repair, I answered up to some extent question. So now there is a liver problem, there is a specialist doctor. There is an eye problem, there is another doctor. There is orthopedics. All this root cause is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the root cause. How to improve insulin resistance? What is insulin resistance? What is insulin sensitivity? I am going to address that next. But meanwhile, I will address exactly the question we answered. What is now? If I address what is insulin resistance, how to improve insulin sensitivity, how to reduce insulin resistance, all problems will be solved. We will address that. Any questions?
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
So far, the speech is very inspiring for all of us. And we have to undergo other subject also. Now, before that, I want to ask one question. Generally, humans have so many fats in our body. So, what type of fats will affect the human? So, affect in a bad manner. Can you explain? And
Yes. Actually, the fats are concerned. There are various types of fats. You may not get in the anywhere directly. You will not get. But there are 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 types of fats are there. Okay. There is what is called white fat. There is called a brown fat. Okay. White fat is the one. What is a fat in the liver? All the bad fat is called white fat. Brown fat. When the kid is born, if the kid is born, you throw him inside the cold. He is going to die? He is not going to die. Why? There is a brown fat for him here. As you grow, God has created a brown fat here for you. Whenever you get a cold, what you will do? Why you do that way? You are getting heat here. So this is called a brown fat. Brown fat we are not having. Why? White fat you are having plenty, bad fat. Because you are in the air conditioning. See what is happening in our brain. 18 to 20% of the brain is only in your control. I am talking to you in 18 to 20% brain. 80 to 82% brain is not in my control. Okay? It is working autonomously. So when I am subjected to cold, suppose I am going to Himalayas, I subjected to cold, -40, then tomorrow I am going to get -40. So body knows, brain knows, hey, this fellow is getting subjected to cold. It will get a brown fat. Brown fat is a thin layer. It will put around this. The brown fat, what? The white fat, the bad fat converted into good fat. You see, fat is getting. Who is doing this one? Brain. Why brain is doing? It has seen the requirement. Because yesterday you were subjected to cold, Himalaya cold, -20. It knows that tomorrow also you are going to subject it to cold. It will see, it will put a brown fat. So those people who are actually in the fishermen, going in the boat, no? Fishermen, they have brown fat more. Why? Because daily they are subjected to the water, no? In the sea, they are subjected to cold water. So they get a more brown fat. So now there is a function of the brain here. Brain works autonomously, not in your control. 80% of the, more than 80% of the brain is, that is one aspect. That is, I discussed about white fat and bad fat. But white fat is also called, it is a fat. White fat I call it fat. Brown fat is a thin layer of fat. But also there are other fat. Subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. Two classes, basically. Subcutaneous fat, we are not having much. Indians, South Asians. Subcutaneous fat is what? Around the skin, below the skin. It is good fat. The more subcutaneous fat you have, more number of years you are going to live. It is good. And you have visceral fat. What is visceral fat? Your liver fat, your pancreas fat, your fat in the kidney, and your fat in the pancreas, kidney, and gut, gastrointestinal. The fat around this is called visceral fat. That is making you. So visceral fat is a bad fat, and subcutaneous fat is good fat. Subcutaneous comes by birth, and we are not having much. We may have a little bit. Subcutaneous fat is not beautiful. You will not be beautiful when you have subcutaneous. You are like sagging. Fat will be there here, but that is a good fat. It is not going to create any insulin resistance. So that's how it is. Number of fat types. So this visceral fat is bad fat, and fat in the skin below is good fat, and you have the brown fat around this one. That is for giving heat. When you are cold subjected, you do like this, no? The heat will be generated here. That is called brown fat. These are the fats. But we will address that one. The fat in general, visceral fat. Visceral fat means around here. Pancreas and your liver, your gastrointestine, and your kidney. Around that fat. So next, any questions? See now, 3 times. Yeah. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Your advice, this report is my husband's report.
Yeah. What is the age, madam? What is the age?
42, sir.
Yeah.
Glucose fasting is 88.
Glucose fasting 88. Yeah.
88, sir. Glucose PP is 124.
124. Very good. Excellent. See, he has got a very good glucose. Fasting glucose 88. Postprandial glucose
HbA
128.
1c.
128, correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. He will be treated as a excellent, non-diabetic. Doctor will say, you are very nice. Next,
HbA 1c is 6.4.
you see, what happened? Something wrong. See, HbA1c, average 3 months, 3 to 4 months is, see, it should be below 5.7. But what happened now here? Fasting sugar, he has taken correct time. Okay, fasting, after night he has slept. When he has taken postprandial sugar, he must have not taken correctly. That means after 2 hours. Suppose what happens, glucose, now when the moment you eat, it goes up. You take after 1 hour, after 2 hours, after 3 hours, variation will be there. So it is not giving correct figure. That means HbA1c is correct.
Okay.
Your postprandial glucose is not correct. Because it has some sample. At that time, what is the glucose is there? It has taken. But he is a diabetic now, pre-diabetic. Because 6.4, more than 5.7. Next.
Insulin fasting is 12.6, sir.
Which one?
Insulin fasting,
Insulin fasting is how much?
12.6.
12
6.
is reasonably okay. Actually, fasting insulin shall be below 5. If you don't want to bombard your mitochondria. Mitochondria means lowest cell, don't want to bombard. It should be below 5. But below 10 is okay. Above 10 is not okay. He is pre-diabetic. Next.
Insulin PP is 118. 18.
118.
Yes, sir.
See, insulin, postprandial insulin, that means after eating 2 hours, insulin is 118. For me, what is the, what is for me? 10.8. For me, 118. That 10 times more. Now, he is like a Suresh and Naresh. You have seen, no? One Naresh. Where is secreting more insulin. He is secreting more insulin. That means the gummed up, the lock is gummed up. He is applying more energy to open. The more insulin is adapting. He is already insulin resistant. There is no worry. Everybody is like that. You are nicely brought out. Everybody will be like that. So now you see how insulin fasting is 12.6. It's also not good. It's okay. All of you will be having more than that actually. He is having best. You will have 15, 20 like that. You are not diabetic. But I am having 2.8. Fasting insulin should be low. Postprandial insulin he has got. See, one side you see, his glucose is 128. Excellent. You see, to put the glucose to 128, he requires 118 units of the glucose insulin. He requires this much insulin to dump that glucose. I require only 10 units. He requires 118 units. You see how insulin resistance. See the lock, no, gummed up. His lock is gummed up. My lock is pressed. If it open, it opens. You see, there is a clarity. Insulin resistance is more. Next.
CRP is 2, sir.
2. CRP or HSCRP?
HSCRP.
That I gave HSCRP only.
Yes, sir.
High sensitivity C-reactive protein. Okay. That is a figure of merit for cardiovascular disease. It should be below 1. He is having 2. He is having risk of what it is. Not that you will get. Risk is there. For me, I will show my report 0.3 HSCRP. But all of you will be having that on 2, 3. Don't worry. Not that he is. But that is what is a frog. Boiling frog. You see now, example you see, boiling frog. A very clear example. And you will be more than that one. Next.
ESR is 7, sir. ESR.
ESR is how much?
7.
Not bad. ESR is also one of the inflammatory. You see, I told you, HSCRP is inflammatory factor. ESR, you see, sir, inflammatory factor. ESR is reasonably okay. Inflammatory factor, certain parameters. HSCRP is not okay. That is connected with the whatever. See, here is okay, is not okay. And his glucose is okay, insulin not okay. He is secreting more insulin. This much insulin is producing. If more insulin becomes hyperinsulinemia. We are going to discuss after tea. Next.
Vitamin D is 21.2.
Vitamin D is a very important, you can say a sort of hormone it is. For all functions, most of the 300 functions, over 300 functions depends on the vitamin D. Vitamin D you don't have, whatever you do, it won't work. But he is saying reasonably 1, okay. But that is not okay. It should be more than 50. But lab will say that it should be more than 30. But he is saying 20. Vitamin D, he has to improve. He has to go to the sun, open up his shirt and stand 20 minutes. Or he has to take the tablets. I'll send message. He has to take 1 tablet per week for 6 weeks. That is a 60,000 K units. 6 weeks he can take. After the 6 weeks, every month 1 tablet he can take. Then he will go to 30 plus. Once vitamin D is all right, no? It is like everything becomes all right. Not everything. 300 over functions become all right. Vitamin D is, all the people who got cancer, it was seen, their vitamin D is very low. All the people, they diagnose, and doctors don't tell you. It's horrible. Nobody told me. In my family also many doctors are there. Nobody tells vitamin D take care. Nobody tells. I myself done research, I know vitamin D is very important. Vitamin D is for not okay. Nothing is going to work. Most of the functions are not going to work. Your insulin resistance will increase. Your heart attack will come. We will discuss about the artery, cleaning of the artery. You want to take out the plaque, whatever the plaque is deposited in the artery, you want to take out that calcium deposit. Vitamin K2 along with vitamin D, it will take out that calcium from the arteries, put into the bones. That will repair. Vitamin D is not there, nothing will happen. Next.
Triglycerides 269.
Triglycerides are the bad. We told one of the symptoms of the constellation, that body mass index, BP, the blood pressure, then you put diabetes, triglycerides and HDL. Triglycerides 250,
260.
very high, very, very high. It should be, as per the definition, it should be less than 150. It is more than 250. Actually speaking, it should be 100, below 100 it should be. But the lab people are putting higher figures because we are all bad people, no? That's why they are putting bad. If you should put less, everybody diagnosed as bad. The way they are putting 150, 150 is also not correct. For me, triglycerides is 1 or 2. But you are telling 250, very high. Next, HDL.
HDL is 34.2, sir.
HDL as such is not very bad, but that HDL is not the only thing. Triglycerides to HDL ratio. What is triglyceride? 250 divided by 40. It will how much? Something 7. Correct? Ideally, as a human being made 2.5 million years back, the triglycerides to HDL ratio should be 1 or less than 1. But he is saying 7. And for your information, I am saying triglycerides to HDL ratio 1.5. But he is saying 7. He is very, very, there is a lot of chance that the arteries are got clogged up. Nothing will happen today, don't worry. We will give a very good solution. We will reduce in 1 month. His triglycerides to HDL ratio will make it 1.5 to 2, 100%. Next, I will address also. Next.
LDL.
LDL is a bad cholesterol, correct? Your doctor will give medicine based on that. If it is more than 150, he will give medicine, correct?
100.
He is all right, but how much it is?
100.
You see, he is having 100. That is, he is very good. Actually, he is very bad. They will diagnose as a very good. LDL is not having the protein, whatever this one particle in that measurement. LDL is not a direct measurement; it is a calculation. Whereas triglycerides and HDL, they are all measurements. So now he is having a good LDL is very good. Triglycerides very bad. You see, and doctor will not look at the triglycerides. He never looks at that one. Why he don't look at the triglycerides? Why doctor not looking at the triglycerides? He doesn't have medicine. Where he don't have medicine, he will not look at it. You have medicine for LDL. You appreciate that. Next.
Next, ALT is 44.5, sir.
ALT is fatty liver. Okay, fatty liver.
Yes.
Fatty liver, see what happened now, pharma industry, what they will do, they will always put the figures as per the average of the people. All are bad people. Actually, they put about 50 is okay, they will put, correct? Fatty liver. Above 50, fatty liver. Actually, above 25 is fatty liver. He is already fatty liver. He is 40, no?
44, sir.
But as per the pharmaceutical concern, he will say he is good. Below 40, below 50, he says. But I am telling you, below 25 should be. Now it is showing up in a different way. Now what happened? Fasting insulin, shown up 13, 12 point something. Postprandial insulin, 118, shown up. The triglycerides, see whatever test I given, brought your husband out of, we will give a good medicine. No medicines, we will advise you what to do. In 15 days, you can bring down the triglycerides to HDL ratio to 1, not 1, 1.5 to 2. From 7, you are bringing down to 1.5 to 2. Great, no? Your chance of getting heart attack will come down to 0. We will do that. Anything else? Okay, thank you. You see, one particular, you have seen the parameters, how they are? You understand, actually, we people should understand these parameters. The other, you are living with your insulin, you are living with your triglycerides, you are living with your fat, you are living with your viscera, you are living with your glucose. Yes.
Sir, so many parameters they discussed.
Yeah.
Can you point out any single parameter to check it in healthy? Can you point out any single parameter which can be measured regularly?
Actually, the single parameter which is a root cause for all these problems, anybody will tell the same thing, what I am telling. Our doctors will not tell. But if you talk to the best scientists in the world, he will tell. Single most parameter which will decide your life, single parameter, blood test, is what? Fasting insulin. Fasting insulin. The fasting insulin shall be less than 5. You have seen just now report, is fasting insulin 12 points, is it not bad? For you, definitely it will be 20, I am telling. For you, I can tell. By seeing you, your body mass index. Generally 20, 30, or cooking. The mitochondria getting bombarded. Mitochondria getting oxidated. Mitochondria means that 39 trillion cells are there. No, the cells are getting oxidation means what? Rusting. They are getting rusted. You will get cancer. You will get. That's all. Any more questions? You will go join for tea. Any more questions? I think we had a nice discussion. I think maybe 30% people are understanding me, so I am happy. But we went technical. See, we have to go technical only. Otherwise, how to convince the people? We are going root cause. Technical is the only way. Another time, I will come back on the video conference. No, I will talk only non-technical that time. This is a pure investigation. Yes.
Sir, this insulin resistance, what you said, it related to constipation, sir, anything?
Which was insulin?
Insulin resistance.
Yeah.
It affects constipation.
No, constipation, what I said, metabolic syndrome,
Oh.
the metabolic syndrome, constipation not directly coming. But however, indirectly it comes because mitochondria level, cell is getting damaged, everything gets damaged. So first what is happening, that's why I told you, you have seen now one side ESR is okay, HSCRP is bad, glucose is okay, insulin is bad, like these parameters are there in the body. So now I can't say your answer straight away, insulin resistance is not the directly, insulin resistance definitely root cause for your constipation, definitely. But that is not the only thing. There will be many other things in the stomach. That is not covered in the metabolic syndrome. You understand? Yes. But definitely you should improve the insulin resistance. And you can calculate the insulin resistance, I am going to show you. If insulin resistance is bad, means everything will be bad. And just because insulin resistance is okay, 100% will not be okay. Like metabolic syndrome will be okay. You will not get heart attack, you will not get cancer, you will not get diabetes, you will not. But when it comes to constipation, no, that area is different. You will have a multiple because fiber. Suppose you take more fiber, is a problem. See, spinach, palakunno. Take more spinach, you know constipation problem will come. You get uric acid more, you know that one. Spinach you should not take every day. You should take alternate day. So like that, there are tomato you should not take so much, and you should take limited. So now here it comes. So now there is what is called sweet points in the sweet points. Sweet points means high sugar is not okay, low sugar is not okay. High BP is not okay, low BP is not okay. High triglycerides is not okay, low triglycerides is not okay. High cholesterol is not okay, low cholesterol is not okay. Correct? Can I have zero cholesterol? Your cells will not be. Cells are all formed with cholesterol. Your entire body is built with cholesterol. So this way. So now we can't figure out. For that, those people will tell. Yes. Thank you very much. Any more questions? Yeah. You take mic and talk.
నేను రీసెంట్గా ఒక 15 days బ్యాక్ బ్లడ్ టెస్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను. ఇందులోను రిపోర్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. నాకున్న ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ రిజల్ట్ అనేది ఇందులోంచి నేను చదువుతుంటాను. జస్ట్ అది మీరు చెప్తే చాలా, అంటే లెస్ ఉన్న దానివల్ల ఏమిటైనా ఇది ఒకటి టెస్ట్ నేము ప్లేట్లెట్ కౌంట్ అని రాశారు. ఇక్కడ 2,10,000 ఉంది రిజల్ట్. నార్మల్గా ఏంటంటే 1,50,000 to 4,10,000 అని ఉన్నది నార్మల్గా ఉండాలని. బట్ మై కౌంట్ ఈజ్ 2,10,000 రూపీస్. సారీ 2,10,000 బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ ఫైనాన్స్ రూపీస్ అని వస్తుంది అలవాటు ప్రకారం. నెక్స్ట్ పెర్ఫరల్ స్మేర్ అని ఉన్నది అక్కడ, ఆర్బీసీ అని.
Are you having this test? You tell me now. Are you having anything connected with metabolic syndrome? Are you having fasting insulin? Are you having glucose? Are you having HbA1c? Are you having?
లేదండి, హిమోగ్లోబిన్ ఏమో 10 ఉంది మామూలుగాను.
Which one?
హిమోగ్లోబిన్ 10.
Okay.
దట్ ఈస్
HbA1c?
HbA1c ఉంది.
You are having highly diabetic.
నాన్ డయాబెటిక్. ఇక్కడ ఉన్నది నేను లీడ్కి చేస్తాను. టెస్ట్ నేమ్ హిమోగ్లోబిన్ 10.4. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్బీసీ కౌంట్ 3.1 ఉంది. నెక్స్ట్ ప్యాకెట్ సెల్ వాల్యూమ్ 29.0, ఎంసీవీ 94.9. దిస్ ద ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్, అంటే ప్రస్తుతం ఉన్నది. ఎంసీహెచ్ 33.8.
Please understand. We are not discussing about giving a medicines for you. If you have to discuss medicine, you can discuss. We are talking about root cause. Root cause analysis. These are the parameters you have to see. Insulin resistance you have to see. None of the parameters you are reading. That we will not answer that one. Okay. First you see what is your insulin resistance. You tell me your figure, your fasting insulin, postprandial insulin. You tell your glucose. You tell HbA1c. You tell your HSCRP. You tell uric acid. You tell ALT. Then we'll say based on this one, other things are happening. Problem. What exactly happening? We are not here a specialist doctor here.
ఓకే ఓకే.
Your
యూరిక్ యాసిడ్ 5.3.
Then your inflammation is going on in your body.
Yeah.
Uric acid should be actually to be ideal 5.5, less than 5.5.
అంటే ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ 3.5
Inflammation. That means uric acid means what? Fructose. He is taking more fructose. Where is fructose? In the sugar. Sugar has got 50% fructose, 50% glucose. He is taking more sugar, he get more fructose. Fructose straight away produces uric acid. Uric acid straight away puts the fat in your cells. When the fat in your cells, your mitochondria will become dysfunction. It will not work. And also uric acid, what it does, your arteries are there, no? Your blood vessels. It will inhibit the nitric oxide. See, uric acid inhibits the nitric acid. What happens? Nitric acid is a gas. If the gas is not there, your arteries become rigid. Your BP, definitely you are a BP person. You see, check your BP, your blood pressure. Yeah.
ఎస్టర్డే చెకప్ ది బీపీ. యాక్చువల్గా ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం 120 వరకు ఉండాలి అని చెప్పారు. 131 ఉంది అసలు. ఎస్టర్డే దే హ్యావ్ చెకప్ ది బీపీ. దే కేమ్ టు అవర్ ఆఫీస్. 131 ఉంది.
No, that's why what we are saying here. See, there are multiple factors are there. We are here not analyzing we are analyzing a generic problems. Root cause problems we are analyzing. Very root cause problems. Because if you have the problem is a mitochondrial level problem, you will have problem everywhere. It will get their problems we are not addressing. See, if you are having insulin resistance, definitely it leads to problems everywhere. As I told you, insulin resistance in the brain will become Alzheimer's disease. Insulin resistance in the liver problem. Insulin resistance like that. But we are not checking insulin resistance in the liver. We are only testing overall insulin resistance.
యాక్చువల్లీ ఏంటంటే ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ టెస్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ డాక్టర్ సజెస్టెడ్ టు టేక్ B12 ఇంజెక్షన్ వీక్లీ వన్స్. అండ్
No, you are not, what is your D vitamin, what is your B12, you are not telling. I think next time you tell.
No,
Okay, fine.
I'm taking, that's just informing that.
You are not told any of the parameters of interest for us. See, we should tell D vitamin,
Okay.
B12, triglycerides, HDL, and HDL to triglyceride to HDL ratio. None of the parameters you told. So, okay, fine. You send the report, we'll discuss separately.
Okay,
Right? Thank you. You will forward. We'll break for. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe next your session can answer.
Yeah.
One is if happens to go for fasting.
Which one?
Fasting.
Yeah.
Is there any side effects will come continuously, whatever, because in last session also we heard your water fasting.
We'll thoroughly discuss about the fasting science of fasting.
Yeah.
And we'll see this, what is the, how to end up the fasting, and what is the side effects of fasting.
Yes.
How to come out of the fasting, and what is the positive point. Everything is positive, no negative is there, but we'll explain to you after this.
And one more, might be this is in the coming session it may come.
Yeah.
How to control the cancer growth. And these two things you might be you are
Actually,
going to cover.
how to control the cancer cells. Correct?
Cancer cells.
I addressed in the beginning itself, I told, apoptosis, I told, it is a bad cell. That is called a zombie cell, senescent cell, the cell which is bad, but it is not getting killed. Apoptosis is a process where it will kill it and send it out, that bad cell. If you regularly kill it and sell it out, no, you will not get cancer. What is the way to do that one? One of the best ways to go for fasting, intermittent fasting, and ketosis. Ketones are there, then what happens? That will kill this. Apoptosis is the process where this zombie cell, senescent cell, bad cell will be killed and thrown out in the urine.
Yeah, as you mentioned some time back, good food is a good medicine.
Yes.
Is there any specific good food for this cancer patients?
They know, see, that's why I mentioned 9 nutrients. I mentioned macronutrients, micronutrients. All combination permutations are there. So now, when you eat food, what you eat, how much you eat, all we decide. You eat one food, you are going to get cancer cure, not possible. See, now the cells are getting oxidized. The mitochondria is getting oxidized. Antioxidants, what they do? Antioxidants means what? Antioxidants are the food which will oxidation, it will reverse.
Right.
So once you do antioxidants, it is getting exactly cure, cancer cure like that, nothing will be there. It will be there in general not to get the cancer. But all zombie cells, senescent cells, throw it off time and again. Your plastics, throw it off from your system. Plastics are you are eating. And all this junk food you are eating, fructose, your fatty liver, you have to clear it off time and again. Then chance of getting cancer reduced drastically. But still there is a genetic mutation. There are DNA, so many things are involved here. Your DNA getting bombarded every day through your electromagnetic radiation, to your sound, to your fast food, your processed food, ultra processed food. Your DNA is getting bombarded. DNA is the root cause for the cancer. Multiple things are there. We are talking about prevention in majority way. If you follow this sort of root cause analysis, follow this system, what you are going to come out with, fairly you will not get cancer. You will not get diabetes also. You can control the diabetes, you can reverse also diabetes, and you will not get diseases. Possibility is very high level. But there are genetic, see there is individuality there, bio-individuality. Individually also people are different. But if you follow these systems, you are killing then and there the bad cells. You are not allowing the, what I put one message I sent to everybody, don't allow disease to, before disease comes, 10 years before you attack. Before 10 years you are attacking. You go for fasting 7 days, we are going to discuss. 7-day fasting you go, chance of getting cancer reduced by 70% for a whole lifetime.
Yeah, even for the 7-day fasting, that is my first
We'll
question.
discuss thoroughly.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a very big
And
issue.
is there any side effects it
No.
is going to affect?
No side effect, we'll discuss that one. But there is a big, 1 hour, that 1 hour this will be. After tea, that will slowly come on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
क्यों दो? ठीक है, थोड़ा आगे रखो। इधर इधर। अच्छा, ऐसा कटोरा इधर रखो। Welcome back for the second session. We have just touched a small portion of the medical lesson. So you see, a lot of things have come now. talked to so many people, nobody is aware about fasting insulin. But I mentioned single point test for life. One test, single test to describe about your metabolic state of affairs is fasting insulin. Just fasting insulin. So we are not talking here, I am not a liver doctor, I am not a ANT doctor, we are not talking, we are talking root cause. Okay. Once you address the root cause, actually you should not get any disease. As I repeatedly told you, there is cellular damage in the mitochondria. Then so many cells damage, tissues will get damaged. So many cells together, tissue. So many tissues together is a organ, the liver, let us say, or kidney. Even all tissues, cells together is a, when there is a dysfunction of the mitochondria, then dysfunction of the tissue, dysfunction of the organ, then disease will come. That disease I am not talking. You see, I am not knowledgeable. That is a different issue. That you have created by going for hyperinsulinemia. Hyperinsulinemia, I already defined. Hyper means high. Insulin means hormone insulin. Anemia means in the blood. Higher insulin in the blood. Hyperinsulinemia is a root cause for most of the problems. And we are going to discuss that point. If you touch that point, no, if you, I already give an example, 208 people who are having higher insulin resistance, 28 people died. You see, those who are having lower insulin, medium insulin resistance, 6 people have died. Those who are having less insulin resistance, nobody died. You see, if you test all of you, your insulin resistance, after 6 years you see, 6 years, 5%, 10% people will die. Those who are having low insulin resistance, sure. We are going to touch that point now coming. What is the insulin resistance? How to reduce that insulin resistance? If you reduce means you are safe. If you reduce, you will not get any disease. So now, the insulin resistance we are talking about now is not readable. See what is happening? Insulin resistance is a root cause for all these metabolic syndrome problems. That cause is because of inflammation, because of the lack of exercise, because of stress, because of hyperinsulinemia. I already addressed all these points. Okay, now what all you will get? You get type 2 diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery disease, PCOS, erectile dysfunction, cancer. You get everything you will get here. Single root cause is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance comes because of inflammation, because of lack of exercise, because of stress, because of hyperinsulinemia. I have seen just now my friend, one of the friend has shown the insulin levels are high. Postprandial insulin levels 118. We are not saying that he is reported. All of you will be like that only. This is a normal. Only one example we have taken. But if you see, he is having fasting insulin good, 13. You people you must be having 30, you will be having. So you are getting cooked. That's why you get disease. You join Yashoda Hospital, Apollo Hospital, put lakhs of rupees. If you touch the root cause, you will not go to hospital. So now, another diagram is there, slightly better. See, same thing, type 2 diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and you see hypercholesterol, you get a PCOD, all same thing. Now here I have put in a nice way, but this diagram not visible. You see here, inflammation, exercise, stress, hyperinsulinemia. You see, this is the root, correct no? The root of the tree. These problems together, insulin resistance is growing. Please understand this one. At least because of the inflammation, because of the lack of exercise, because of the stress, because of the hyperinsulinemia, this insulin resistance tree is growing. If you don't have any of this thing, no, this root itself is not there, it will not grow. You will not get any disease. I think all of you understood. Correct? Yes? Yeah. That I am happy. See now, if you have inflammation, And or if you have good exercise, if you don't have inflammation, if you have good exercise, if you don't have stress, if you don't have hyperinsulinemia, you will not get insulin resistance. You will live long without any disease. This is summary. Now we will address what is insulin resistance. This causes will, as I told you, inflammation. What is the reason? What is the exercise you have to do? What is the stress you do? That will go for insulin first. No, first what happened? Just randomly went. See, this calculation you will not get generally. No doctor will tell you. Okay, but this is a how to calculate insulin resistance. Now afterwards we'll see the causes: inflammation, exercise, stress. That we'll see. What are the reasons? But first we'll understand how to calculate. HOMA-IR. This is static test. Homeostatic model assessment for insulin resistance. Fasting insulin multiplied by fasting glucose divided by 405 is the HOMA-IR, insulin resistance measurement. You can calculate it. Just now you got one report, no? You can calculate it. But he is having high now because he is fasting glucose. See, fasting insulin is having 12.6. He is having fasting glucose 12 divided by 405. Then he'll get insulin resistance. Maybe he is not having any insulin resistance. Maybe still we cannot say. Because now we have to analyze. The only way to improve is triglycerides he has to improve. HDL he has to increase. Triglycerides reduce, HDL increase. Inflammation he has to bring down. Then this will improve further there. So less than 1.5 indicates good insulin resistance too. That means you are going to live for more years. Greater than 1.9 indicates your early insulin resistance. Greater than 2.9 indicates significant insulin resistance. As per my this one is 0.67. I am not presenting to impress you. This is what my report. I improved. I was not like this. I was like you only earlier. Because I studied the depth. Insulin resistance is same as metabolic syndrome. I am getting 0.67. Many of you will be having 4, 5, 6 like that. Because I studied that, this one I corrected myself. Now you see, insulin resistance, it is, see, up to 2.5 is also okay. If it is, see orange, is a, this is a bad, is a, like that, no? Actually 1.5 above is bad. Because as a common man, no, in the whole world, our levels have increased. All are bad metabolically. That's why the lab report, lab fellow will be putting a higher brackets. Actually, you know what is HbA1c? You know, all HbA1c should be below 5. But if I tell, nobody will agree. Because no, HbA1c below 5 means you live more years. Your glucose spiking is not there. Your glucose is maintained at 80 average. You agree with me? HbA1c, if it is 5 below, you live more number of years. But they defined 5.4. Now American Diabetic Association defined 7 also normal. So many complications. Because they want to sell medicines. They want to sell pharmacy involved here. So they want to sell more medicines, they will define differently. This is the truth. What we are discussing, the truth. Any best scientist in the world will say same thing. There is no controversy about this. We are not, no controversial discussion we are doing here. Any doctor you ask me to talk to me, you will agree. He is not knowledgeable, I will tell him. But no controversy here. Okay. Now, reasons for insulin resistance. What is the reasons, root cause? Why you are developing resistance? Now I told you, once you are having insulin resistance is more means you are going to die early, correct? We have seen. This is shown 1970. Insulin is the root cause. Glucose is not the root cause. Glucose is affecting 20%. Insulin is affecting 80%. And you are living with hyperinsulinemia without knowing. You are innocent. Or your doctor is innocent. He is ignorant. He is not knowledgeable. He is not taught. This is going on record. What I am saying. We are going to replay. This is a pathetic situation in the entire medical fraternity. So you are growing disease innocently. So now, insulin resistance, how to? You will root cause. We go next, inflammation. See, inflammation, dietary, based on the food, inflammation is coming. Based on your vegetable seed oils, based on sugar, based on junk food, smelling heat for a long time, you smell a bad smell, You heat, you are subjected to heat for a long time. You are subjected to autoimmune disease, damaging healthy cells continuously. Exposure to toxins, plastics, omega-6 fatty acids, more. Then vegetable seed oils, obesity, smoking, high iron content. Iron content is more is also a very big problem. Vegetable seed oil, oxidation, wrong diagnostics, wrong diagnostics. You see, this is what is going on. Too much of markers out of range. What are the markers? Your vitamin D, your infected teeth. Infected teeth can cause a lot of inflammation. Teeth, gum. So now, this slide itself, now we can talk for some 20, 30 hours. That much data is there here. See what is happening here? Junk food. He is having fructose, he is having plastics, he is having preservatives, it is having coloring, it is having what not? Junk food. Sugar. Sugar is a food? Sugar is not a food. All of you please note down, sugar is not food. Sugar is not at all a food. Sugar has come out after Alexander the Great was there at that time. He has carried this some material from this granules from India that has become popular. Then sugar cane, the Britishers have grown, sugar has come. It is artificial. Sugar is not required. Sugar has got a glucose, sugar has got a fructose. Fructose is not at all useful for you. It is inflammatory. Inflammation, I told frog, you understand now. Sugar is, the fructose in the sugar is inflammatory. Glucose in the sugar is useful. But that glucose you can get from anywhere. Your proteins, your fat, your carbohydrates, your vegetables, everywhere you get. You don't have to give external sugar. You don't have to. Don't have to. So sugar is not at all a food. Fructose. Fructose is coming out of the sugar. Sugar has got a consists of fructose and glucose. And these fruits, no, if I say you will get surprised. I may say, because I am knowledgeable. Fruit juice, you make it, okay? Make the fruit juice. Throw the juice out. You'll appreciate? Do you appreciate? Nobody will appreciate. It's a fact. Throw the juice out. Take the pulp. Pulp is the remaining. And add with yogurt. What yogurt you add? Yogurt means like curd. Not cow curd. Goat curd. Sheep yogurt. Or donkey's yogurt. Donkey milk is very good. Mother milk is very good. Number one, mother milk. Now here it comes. Our sir is there. Sir, you are talking about last memory problem above certain age. Correct? Above certain age, memory problem. So what I told you, memory problem is a glucose is a fuel. It is not going to certain cells in the brain because of insulin resistance. It is not going. It is not taking. It is like gum. It got gummed. But whereas there, ketones can go. So you go ketosis, no? So when you take this goat milk, when you take the sheep milk, when you take donkey milk, 30% of the fat of that milk and human milk, that is mother giving milk, that has got more than 30% MCT, medium chain triglycerides, MCT. Medium chain triglycerides directly becomes ketones. If you take that one, if you take mother milk, straight away goes to child will straight away produce ketones. So he is working on a dual fuel. One is glucose, one is ketones. Ketones will go everywhere. Glucose will not go some places because of insulin resistance. So this is the root causes are there here. So now if you ask me, throw the fruit juice out, take the pulp, put into yogurt of the goat and sheep, and that is the best. You may not agree, but that is a factor. Because today you are not getting that fruit. This fruit you are getting sugary fruits. They are made hybrid. Real fruits are good seasonally. If you take that season, you have to take the whole fruit as it is you take, not juice. Juice means the fiber will go away. Only sugar and fructose are remaining. It is going to damage you. Old fruit you take, okay, seasonal fruit you can take. Not this hybrid food. Now all the fruits are hybrid. Banana is hybrid, apple is everything hybrid. Hybrid is sugar coated total. So they are that's why I told you, this is one of the best scientists in the world told, throw the juice out, kick it off, he told, juice, and take the pulp and mix with yogurt and eat. This please note. Now, sugar is inversely affect the mental health. Smelling. Exposure to toxins. You are exposed to toxins, plastics. Actually, you should not use any plastic items in the house. No plastic bucket, no plastic vessels. You are putting your mirchi in the plastic? No. You are putting a sugar in the plastic bottle? No. You are taking water in the plastic bottle? No. You are taking the bath with a plastic bucket, with a plastic mug? No. Don't use any plastic items if you want cautious about your health, because toxins, when you heat the plastic, no, the particles will go. Even in your that water bottle, some particles will go. Plastic will go. Who will remove the plastics? That also I will tell you what to do, how to remove the plastics. So, but normally you are not removing, you will get cancer. So, omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids, what is happening? There is what is called, this is a essential fatty acids, essential acids, omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, they are essential. They are compulsory required. Omega-6 is inflammatory, omega-3 is non-inflammatory. Omega-6 is required for you. Suppose you are getting wounded, who will cure you wounds? Omega-6 will cure you. Omega-3, in brain requires. What is important is the ratio between omega-6 to omega-3. The ratio, you should have omega-3 X, you should have omega-6 same X. Omega-6 to omega-3 ratio should be 1, ideally by the evolution, by the 2.5 million years, 1. But now any Americans or Indians see 16 to 20. That means you are having 16 times more omega-6 than omega-3. That means inflammation is burning, boiling frog. That's why you have seen now a report now, he is having HRCAP high, he is having ESR low, different combination permutations. There is a cooking going on. So that way, we are going to talk, comes with the vegetable seed oils. Obesity, smoking, high iron content, vegetable seed oil, too much of markers of range. That means high BP, high sugar, high cholesterol. You see, too much, these are the reasons inflammation. I have seen in the root, no, you have seen the tree. The tree, one of the root cause for the insulin resistance is inflammation. Inflammation is causing one of the reason. For one, there is no one reason for all, but this is one of the main reason, the dietary. Now, next you see, next, we told already, inflammation is, dietary inflammation is one reason, exercise is second reason, stress is the third reason, hyperinsulinemia is the fourth reason, we told. Because of this, insulin resistance is going up. You are going to die fast. If you reduce the insulin resistance, you are going to live long. You are not going to get disease. So now we are seeing the root cause. One already we have seen, if you go have all these things, you are going to increase the, if you remove the sugar from your food, you are going to take all plant-based food, you are not getting vegetable seed oils, like canola oil, peanut oil, you are getting all rice bran oil, and you are taking sunflower oil, all this you remove, then you take ghee, or you take sesame oil, you take extra virgin olive oil, in a careful way, not increasing the cholesterol, then this inflammation will come down. Omega-6 will come down. Omega-6 will come down. When omega-6 comes down, omega-6 to omega-3 ratio will go up. That way. Like triglycerides to HDL, I told. To reduce the triglycerides, I will tell you, at the end you can put a question. Kindly, some of you can question. How to reduce triglycerides? No medicine. But you ask me, I will tell you. Doctor will not see that parameter. He has no medicine. And he will see this omega-6, nearly close to Nobel Prize. This is the type of innovation. Then, too much markers. Exercise. If you have sedentary life, you are always sitting in the chair, like bankers. I went to our banker in Canara Bank. I have seen one person like this. I addressed them. Gentlemen, can I address you? I told, this what? Then I told, this is going to create problem for you. You are going to get fatty liver. You are going to have this insulin resistance. You are going to die early. Many of the bankers, poor people, they are dying after 60, 65 before. You see, many of general managers, they die after 60. Why they die? This obesity, insulin resistance. This is so now sedentary life, sitting, not moving 1 inch, sitting and eating, that I am coming to that point. Sitting, exercise is only that one, no movement. Sarcopenia in muscle mass and is aging. Sarcopenia means is the muscle mass, you are not growing the muscle. Muscle mass getting eroded. One of the root cause for dying is, at old age, is sarcopenia, because of the muscles. People, they fall down in the bathroom, they die. Till yesterday they are okay. Today they fall down, after 1 month they will die. Sarcopenia, because of the muscle mass effect, they get degraded. Goal is to keep muscle mass high. Even old age, you can lift. That's why I brought dumbbells. You can, like that. You can do like this. You can do like this. You can do like this. This is called a nitric oxide dump. Last time I've shown like this, no? You have to hold this one. You have to hold. Even ladies also can do. They have to hold like this. This is a 1.5 kg. You have to hold 3 kgs like this. Okay? Do like this. Like this. Very difficult. You cannot do one also, many of you. But this is going to, this is called nitric oxide dump. So many aspects are there for better life. In course of time, we'll conduct a VC. You can come, all of you come on video conference. How to increase the nitric oxide? There is a nitric oxide dump you can do. And you can breathe only through nose. 7 times more nitric oxide will come. You breathe through mouth. Mouth is not meant for breathing. Mouth is meant only for eating. Through nose, you are going to breathe. 30 other operations are going to take place. It is going to produce nitric oxide. It is going to clean up many systems in the system. 30 operations is doing. If you take from your mouth, nothing, it will straight away go. You are depriving. So like that things are there. How to sleep, but all we cannot address in 3 hours. That's why my seminar is 3 hours. It is not. Somebody told in DRDO, Bangalore, give me half an hour. I tell you, half an hour not possible to give this. Because this we have to educate the people. It will take minimum 3 hours. So now, exercise. So I told you stress. See now, stress is good for small time. When you just now I have done like this, if I do 20 times, stress, I will be stressed. If I stress, what happens now? When you are under stress, hormone called cortisol. You must have heard about the cortisol, very known. Cortisol hormone get released. When cortisol hormone get released, then sympathetic nervous system get invoked. Sympathetic nervous system get invoked. It will release what is called epinephrine, norepinephrine, neural transmitters. It will release. The neural transmitters will be on, and it will release fat. It will convert into ketones. You see now, glucose has become now. Glucose is also there one side. New fuel has come. Ketones. You are able to generate. Then Alzheimer's disease will go away. What you have done? You are under stress. But if I am under stress for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, okay. If I increase the number of tests, what happens? No. The sympathetic nervous system get overwhelmed. Like I told, no, if I put a light, what happens? I will become no. So it will get overwhelmed. It will stop releasing epinephrine, norepinephrine, neural transmitter. It stops. Then where that fat will go? The fat will go into your fat cells. You will become obese. So now that means what? If you are stressing the body for a certain amount of time, it is good. If you are stressing more time, that's why I told one word. Maybe some of you understood. This is a very sweet point. I told sweet point, sweet touching point. More is not okay, less is not okay. If I want to stress my body only 1 minute, not okay. If I stress my body 20 minutes, good. If I stress for 1 hour, 2 hours per everyday stress, I will die early. If I am always under stress, means I will die in 1 month. So stress should be for a sweet point period. Exercise also sweet point. Running also sweet. Everything should be like whatever I told. Blood pressure should not be high, should not be low. Speed point. Sleep should not be high, should not be low. If you sleep more, no, you will die early. If you sleep less, also you will die. You will die. If you sleep less, inflammation will come. If you sleep more, inflammation will come. More also inflammation will come, less also. So there is a sweet point where 7 hours around. if everything is not exactly, you can't say 6 hours, 9 minutes, I can't tell. You say average. So body will take care. So now, I told what is the meaning of stress. If you stress for a small time, you are getting positive effect. You are getting ketones. You are not fasting also. You have got a ketones. Ketones are going to the brain where glucose is not going. Your memory cells will get repaired with that, if you do that way. That means sedentary life, you are backside what I told. If you do sedentary life, then where is the question of stress? And this stress is different. What we are telling, a prolonged stress. If you do prolonged stress, no, what I told you, sympathetic nervous system will not do any job. So it will become, insulin resistance will increase. We are talking about these are parameters for insulin resistance increase. So when you are not having exercise also, it will increase. When you are having this, all this food you are taking also, it will increase. When you are not doing exercise also, it will increase. And when you are having stress also, it will increase. Any of these, all this together add up. You are going to die early. Then you are under shock. Somebody died. Yes, some father died, mother died. You are under shock for months together, years together. Some people know, some mother died, they become sick forever. So when ego comes in, everything goes away. See, this also one of them. When ego comes in, no, ego is there. Oh, ego is like that. Stress will be there. Then emotions, raising blood pressure, conflicts. You are fighting with people, conflict. Always in a negative thinking, negative mental attitude. See, inner lining of blood vessels get damaged due to cortisol. You see, I am going to talk about the inner lining of the blood vessels. That blood vessel we are going to talk inside. Inner lining that gets damaged because of stress. All this together going to create insulin resistance. 3 points I covered. The 4th point is what? Hyperinsulinemia. What is hyperinsulinemia? I already explained again and again. Hyper means high, insulin means hormone insulin, anemia means in the blood. Higher insulin in the blood is going to be problem. How it will come? You eat, before insulin going down, again eat, before going to again eat, you eat. I went to one meeting in CBIT, Chaitanya Bharti, as one of the council member. Every half an hour that fellow giving cake, next time juice, next time cake, one more ice cream, next time every half an hour. I told that person afterwards, what the hell you are doing? You know what you are doing, damaging the life of the people. What will happen to insulin? If we eat, insulin goes up. Before that insulin come down, no, again he is giving one more food. And every 15-20 minutes, buttermilk, cake, like very nice thing. You want to impress people. He killing. So what is hyperinsulinemia? Eat. Not allowing insulin to go down during the entire day. So what happened? It get overwhelmed. Like light, I put a light, no, I'll lose my. If I sound I put here, big sound, I'll become deaf. So this is the 4 causes. I think you must have some idea now. We'll summarize again. This is very important. Inflammation due to all this bad food. Exercise because of your not sedentary life. Then you have stress because of your bad thinking or your problems or whatever. You should meditate. Meditation is one of the. This is the problems we are telling. We are told problems. Solutions we are not told, right? Now solutions are there. For this solution is don't eat vegetable seed oils. Don't take. You take plant-based food. Don't take non-vegetarian in big quantity. Don't take too much of fat. Don't take bad fat. And you have this, your parameters should be in range. Your insulin, your glucose, see, all these things are improvements. Sugar you avoid, junk food avoid. You take only whole food. Fruits you take, whole fruit you take. Take only seasoned fruit. What is coming from seasoned fruit, not hybrid. Hybrid no. Then you have to subject yourself into proper environment. And you don't expose to plastics. Don't eat in the plastic. Don't touch plastics. People are taking liquor in the plastic. You see, imagine. So this is the problem. That is the solution. Exercise. This is the problem. What is the solution? You have to do. You run, stop. 15-20 minutes. And you do your resistance exercise. Climbing the stairs, doing like this, no? Like this, or like this, or like this. This is called super brain yoga. Like you can do. So they're all called, we do, then this problem is solved. 2 problems solved. 3rd problem is solved, stress. Stress will be solved when you are doing yoga, when you are doing meditation, When you are changing your attitude to positive mental attitude, you are having negative attitude, mental attitude, you become positive mental attitude. You think good about everybody. I want the whole world to be happy. Whole world is my village. Whole world is my family. It's like that you think that mentality you change, then your stress will be reduced. Then hyperinsulinemia. Don't eat. What you should do? Eat, give gap, and eat. And give gap for the repair of the gastrointestinal, repair of the cells. I am going to discuss about that next. How to repair the cells. Your mitochondria getting bombarded. You can get a new mitochondria. Your body has got a self mechanisms. But we are not allowing it. All these 4 parameters you understand, no? This is the root cause for insulin resistance that is going to kill you. Next. A long way to go. So this I am summarizing. I am summarizing this through one small called SEEDS. Just for you can easily understand. SEEDS, SEEDS. You see, S stands for sleep. Sleep is connected with inflammation. Okay, first one. Exercise connected with the second point. Eat healthy. When to eat, what to eat, how much to eat. This is corresponding to hyperinsulinemia. Dairy, track your markers, feedback. That means when you eat, what you eat, all this, no? You have to track actually when you are having you have to track your glucose, you have to track your insulin, you have to feedback, you get triglyceride to HDL ratio, how to reduce, they all track. And stress you have to reduce. It is SEEDS, no? Is one, I just put out this one. My correlation is sleep is inflammation, exercise. This is our connected with dietary, and this is connected with the timing of the food. This is stress. And this connected with hyperinsulinemia also. All linked. This is too early. Now, what we discuss is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the root cause for all the problems. Cell, we are talking about a mitochondria, no? That smallest cell in the body we are talking. If that is damaged, all diseases will come. If you can control that one, you can regenerate that one, you will not get any disease. Normally. But there is other things like genetic. There is also bombardment of DNA. So many other things are there. But this is the 90% problems will be solved here. Any questions at this stage? I think there is not a correct point. No, we are talking about calcium storage in wrong places. Atherosclerosis, this is a coronary vascular disease, CVD. Just you will see the figures. It comes because of the hypertension, smoking, inflammation, is all the same, nitric oxide problem, all these are there. And nitric oxide I already covered. Nitric oxide is a gas. It makes the arteries, the blood vessels flexible. If it is flexible, your blood pressure will be reduced. If there is no nitric oxide, they will become hard. When you hard, blood flow will be restricted. And blood flow is restricted, you will get blood pressure. That suppose your dilation will not happen. PCOS problem, erectile dysfunction problem, all this fertility problem I told you because of this, all these things. Smoking irritates endothelial layer you are going to see chemically. Hypertension, BP irritates the endothelial layer, the layer inside the layer mechanically. The layer is there inside the artery, no? Blood vessel. Blood pressure, put a pressure. Mechanical. It will pressure put. Cigarettes, chemical effects. They are all affecting. Reason for heart attack. Anything obstruct the blood flow is devastating. Blood flow should be clean. Here at this point I want to tell you, cholesterol is not a problem anytime. Cholesterol is not creating a problem for heart attack. What is creating a problem for heart attack? In the endothelial layer, you are having cracks. You are having inflammation in the endothelial layer. Because of the inflammation, this cholesterol is going and stacking and becoming a heart attack. You understand what is the root cause? Root cause is not a cholesterol. Cholesterol will go in the blood straight away if there is no blocks, there is no cuts. Endothelial layer, there is cuts. Because of inflammation, because of cigarette, because of this omega-6, because of all the whatever I told, inflammation, insulin resistance. Because of insulin resistance, the cuts are happening in the endothelial layer. Because the cut is there, there is a place for the cholesterol to go and sit there. Because it is sitting there, it is giving a plaque. Because the plaque is there, heart attack is coming. So now root cause is not the cholesterol. Root cause is inflammation. So you see, we are showing here, this is the endothelium layer, you see inside this layer. Okay, now you got this point, okay? This one, you see, this one. This is getting bombarded here. If this is, nitric oxide comes here, it will make it flexible. Flexible means it can become like this. If nitric oxide not there, it will become rigid. Insulin resistance is there, what happens? This cell becomes rigid. So many reasons it will become rigid. Now, when it is rigid, no, it will try to attract the cholesterol. You see outer layer. This is the endothelium layer, I am saying, inside the blood vessel. See, plaque that accumulates in the inner wall, we will show you. You not go. See here, this is the cell, this is the blood vessel. See, because of the inflammation, the cuts happened in the endothelium layer. In the cut, some cuts happened. Because of the cut, no, this lipids, calcium, all the debris, plastics, and all this cholesterol getting stuck up here in the blood vessel. Blood vessel. Now, blood is going, no? Suppose it goes up to this, no, you'll get heart attack. Blood has to flow. So now, it is gone up to this. Now, you are having, this is called calcium, coronary calcium score. Coronary artery calcium score, CAC. Coronary artery calcium score, CAC score. You are having calcium score 75, up to 75, there is no problem, they will say, doctors. But that is not the issue. So I am having 70. So doctor says, no problem. You are having 30. That you are having very less. But you may die with heart attack. Why? What happens here? This is a 70% for me. It's like a, I put one cement, good strong cement, it won't break. Other place I put a small, this is a thick cement, it is not breaking. The small is there, that will break. It breaks, what happens? It will fall like this. It is not the question of how much is this one, it's a question of inflammation. When inflammation comes, what happens? This will break and it will obstruct. When it obstructs, heart attack will come. So many people have died, no? Cinema actors and these all politicians, ministers, there are very people who are, see, they are having inflammation inside. See, because of the inflammation, it is not the coronary calcium score. It is zero best. If zero means no problem, you will not get heart attack. But if it is having 20%, doesn't mean that you are safe. So you have to control your inflammation. Inflammation already I told you. So this is, you see plaque, This is calcium deposit, all lipids, all triglycerides, all lipid, this is the blood vessel. So here is a clean. See, is it clean? Clean means your cholesterol will go. Cholesterol is not creating a plaque. Wow, who is creating plaque here? Because you are having some cuts here, cuts. Because the cut is there, it is getting obstructed there. Root cause is the inflammation, not the cholesterol. The plaque. When you are having inflammation, it will cut. It will fall like this. Then you get heart attack. You see here, heart attack. Plaque ruptures. Sometimes it comes very close, this side, that side, ruptures. Rupture means sometimes it will break, this will break. Only one is there here, this is not there here. This will break and fall like this. We can't give the reason. You can't go inside the artery and see what is the reason. Doctor, if you go there, immediately will do angioplasty. You want money. Actually, 90% time, no angioplasty required. You will immediately, the moment you go, if I go, definitely you will put angioplasty for me. Even though because that's how they see small, this one is there, you will see. So that is how industry goes. The best doctors, they are going to another best doctor. They are not operating. When Hegde is there, Hegde is telling regularly, doctors are coming to him because he will never do operation. So they are not doing the angioplasty or open surgery. Doctors, they go to Hegde, Dr. Hegde. So this is a bad story. So plaque becomes unstable. Rupture happens because of inflammation and hypertension. This is how the heart attack happens. So these are cancer also. See, cancer already I discussed. See, dysfunction, mitochondrial level. See, I told you already what is the reason. There is what is called zombie cells, senescent cells. Both are same name. They are actually, I told, rogue cells. They are their cells. They don't do any work, but they are not died. They are not killed. They are not dead. Apoptosis is a function where those bad cells will be killed and taken out. How that is done, we are going to discuss. You understand, no? The zombie cells and senescent cells are there in the body. They are growing with age. They are going to infiltrate the other nearby cells. They are going to radiate. That is going to become cancer. Root cause is a zombie cells. Inflammation spreads. nearby. See, green tea is anti-cancerous, turmeric, our turmeric is anti-cancerous. Accumulate, screw up the epigenomic. Epigenomic is a DNA, the master of the DNA called epigenomic. Inflammation causes the cancer. It's very simple. Our causation is simple. Biggest fight in the world is sugar. It's dietary. Now we are talking diet, which is affecting all the. So sugar is affecting. Vegetable seed oils are affecting omega-6 and omega-9. Oils increase insulin resistance. Sugar is the first bad. 50% glucose. Already I discussed everything. So now sugar turns on RAS PKA genes, which makes inflammatory markers in the turns off autophagy. See, autophagy is a mechanism where the hanging cells and senescent cells, zombie cells will be taken away from the body, put in the blood. That mechanism is switched off with the sugar, not allowing the repair. That means you are growing, you see in the drainage, let us say, drainage valve open, you will have a lot of cement, sand, or junk will be there, no? You are allowing the drainage to be there. Because it is switching off the cleaning mechanism. Autophagy is switched off. Good bacteria loves fiber, bad bacteria loves sugar. So you are getting sugar, you are growing the bad bacteria. Sugar is the driver of triglycerides. Triglycerides is the primary driver of coronary vascular disease. See, triglycerides is the main reason for somebody is having triglycerides more. We have seen one blood report, no? There is a root cause for coronary vascular disease, heart attack, chance is more, not LDL. Second bad by vegetable seed oils. We told already vegetable seed oils, cotton seed oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, palm oil, sunflower, all these oils, if you eat, no, you remove all these vegetable seed oils, throw into drainage. And if at all you are using some oils, sesame oil, you are using, use cold pressed oil, cold press. Don't use processed oils, never. That is inflammatory. That is going to get insulin resistance more. You can measure. You remove sugar from your diet, remove your vegetable seed oils, and go for a intermittent fasting. You see your triglycerides. It comes down drastically in 1 week. And your HDL cholesterol go up. Triglycerides go up, HDL go down. HDL goes up, triglycerides go down. They are inverse proportional. One goes up, other come down. That way. Your HDL goes up, triglycerides go down. Both opposite way. See, if you want to kill the rats, no, you give them vegetable seed oil. Rats, you give vegetable seed oil to them, they'll die with cancer. They're proved. Because we are having more resistance, we are living for more time. See, sesame oil is good. Nuval nune, sesame oil is good. Olive oil is good, but you cannot heat for more time. And coconut oil also good, but you said more saturated fat. You have to use small quantity. Coconut oil, sesame oil, extra virgin olive oil, ghee. You can use ghee. Ghee also don't use more quantity. Ghee small quantity, less. Then use flaxseed oil. There is no vegetables in vegetable seed oil. It is called actually vegetable seed oil. The corn oil and peanut oil, they are called vegetable seed oil in the literature, but they are not known. So this is now what you have to process food you have to avoid. Fine flour. Flour means the pindi. You should avoid the flour. Fruit juices, no. High fructose corn soup, no. Corn is not meant for, corn is enemy for the brain. Corn is enemy for the brain. Fructose does not suppress green. See, fructose, ice cream when you take, no, you take this much ice cream, are you going to feel fill? You can take this much also, you will never feel. Because fill, that hormone will not come. See, ghrelin, hunger hormone, not suppress hunger hormone. If you eat rice, no, I get a full. Because I'll get a ghrelin. See, hunger hormone gets suppressed when you take rice. When you take ice cream, that is never suppressed. Fructose. Fruits also, how much fruits you take, you will never feel that you will always feel required. You can see, you take the ice cream, 10 ice cream you can take, 20 you can take, 30 you can take, nothing will happen. You will feel hungry only. It creates you more and hungry. Fruit juice are poison, don't consume. Sugar is addictive. I mentioned many of this one. Salt usage, rock salt should be used. Whole grains should be used. Beans and vegetables. Pure ghee, butter is good. Coconut oil is good. If greens are cooked, 70 to 80% of vitamins and minerals gets killed. Proteins, 50% gets coagulated, they're not useful. And you get zero chlorophyll. All enzymes get killed. So you should take raw vegetables. Raw vegetables you should take, half cooked. Otherwise you lose everything. That's why you are making mistakes. So vitamin D is very important. I already discussed about you. Vitamin D is going to be useful for 300 operations, including vitamin K2. Vitamin K2, what you have seen the plaque in the blood vessels. The plaque has got a calcium storage, calcium and lipids. They are as a plaque. That plaque can be reduced if you have vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 and vitamin D is there. It will take away the calcium from the blood vessels and put it here. That's why any one of you are taking calcium supplement, don't take. You are going to die. Calcium supplement you take under the direction of a doctor only, not just like that. Many people take calcium supplement just like that. Because it will deposit in the here as well as it deposits in the blood vessels. Blood vessel deposit means it will get a plaque. Many people are dying. That's why I told you, wrong medication. One of the root cause. So don't take calcium supplement. Calcium not only getting deposited here, it is getting deposited in the arteries also. When you are getting deposited in the arteries, you will get a plaque. Plaque means heart attack. So vitamin D, so many functions are there. Vitamin B12 already you have seen. Vitamin B12 is there in a liver and grass-fed like eggs, sheep meat, grass-fed. Green. Suppose you are giving corn or wheat for the goat, and that meat you take now, you don't get B12. That's why from village you have to take the meat. Symptoms feel like sleepy, dullness, all come. B12, vitamin D, they are essential. You have to correct either through supplement or through food. Omega 3, omega 6, I discussed at length. What is omega 3, omega 6? As I told you, Indo-Pakistan. You are omega 3, Pakistan omega 6. If you are saying more energy, what you will do? Tell me. He will attack you, correct? At least equal is okay. That way you imagine. Omega 6 should be equal to omega 3. But actually it is not. It is now 16 to 1. 16 times more omega 6 is there. Because of vegetable seed oils. You are only creating problem. You are taking the oils. Oil has got omega 6 more. You want more omega 3? Fish oil, flaxseed oil. And you take fish also, you have to take particular fish. Fish which is taking grass. Small fish take the grass. And this small fish is eaten by big fish. That big fish also has a omega 3 because it has originated from small fish. Grass fed animal food is having this omega 3. So flax seeds, chia seeds, you can eat actually, vegetarians, flax seeds and chia seeds you can use. You can find out flax seeds, chia seeds are good for omega 3. Soak 1 to 2, 3 spoons, mix with vegetable curries and omelette everywhere. Stop all vegetable seed oils. Generally these are all covered things. Vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 is there in the fermented foods. And also it's a grass-fed chicken, grass-fed eggs, fermented foods. Vitamin K2 in conjunction with vitamin D binds calcium and takes away from the blood vessels and deposits in the bones. I told you already. From the blood vessels, the plaque is there. It will take away from the plaque the deposition. Take away. Up to 70% it will take away. Vitamin K2 and vitamin D should be there. Many of you, if you test now, I have tested many people like you, some good friends who are ex-army, navy, air force people also. They are having 10, 9 vitamin D. Then this will not work. Nobody, whatever you take your fermented foods also, it will not remove your calcium from the blood vessel. You will remain. That way you will die with heart attack. These are all the techniques. You should have vitamin K2 and you should have, that's why always see that vitamin D is sufficient. 40 to 50 it should be. Vitamin B12 also you see that. So if you are not taking non-vegetarian, vitamin B12, you take supplement. I can suggest tablets only for vitamin B12 and D vitamin. No other tablets I will suggest. If you are shortage of vitamin D, take the supplement. Shortage of B12, take this. Because you can't go to sun every day. If you go to sun also, 11 to 3 only vitamin D comes. Then you will get ultraviolet radiation, UV radiation. UV radiation you get cancer, skin cancer. Problems are there. That's why nobody in the world is surviving because of sun. All are living with the shortage of the vitamin D. Then going to hospitals. So there is so biomarkers already checked, no? Fasting insulin, postprandial insulin, ESR, omega 3, all we checked. vitamin D, B12, vitamin K2, the test is not available, vitamin K2. Cut off all sugars, do intermittent fasting, HDL will go up by 10%. Vitamin D helps in many genetic expressions. Even in DNA functioning, vitamin D will help. Our main subject is there, that's why diabetic increases will go. Low D vitamin is, I already told you, low D vitamin is a problem, high D vitamin is a problem. Low cholesterol is a problem, high cholesterol is a problem. Low sugar is a problem, high sugar is a problem. Low BP, low sleep is a problem. See, already I told you. Sweet point is that there is a U-shaped curve. U-shaped curve, J-shaped curve, J-shaped curve. The sweet point is there. More glucose problem, less should be optimum. So biomarkers, exercise is a problem, medium exercise is good. Midway is better. U-shaped curve, everything is U-shaped curve here. 10 commandments are there, how to overcome. Now, I am going back, now this one very important subject we are coming now. I think we'll dwell on this subject. We are going to live with this subject. Fasting. Fasting is a science. Fasting is a proven science. All religions, whether Christians or Hindus or Muslims or Jains or everybody follows the fasting. They are not fools. Our ancestors, they are not fools they are wise people. Why they created fasting? To repair your body. Science, it is. So now this allopathy, we are coming out with science, telling when you are doing fasting, what happens every hour. Intermittent fasting, time restricted feeding, fasting for 3 days, fasting for 24 hours, 36 hours, 72 hours, 4 days, 7 days, 10 days, 30 days also. You can do water fasting 30 days also, without food, without anything, only water. Because you have sufficient calories already there, sufficient fat is there in your liver, sufficient calories are there, sufficient vitamins are there, micronutrients, everything is already there in the body. Only some people have problem. They will have deficiency of electrolytes. Some people have electrolytes. That I am going to address the problem now. So, what happens? See, Mahatma Gandhi was doing fasting up and down, you know. He is not he is a very wise person. Fasting are part of my being. I can as well do without any eyes, for instance, as I can without fast. But the eyes are for other world, fast are for inner. What is saying? Eyes are there for other worlds to see. Fasting is for my internal. He is equating his eyes with fasting. If I have to lose my eyes, means I am equal. If I have to not to do fasting, means he thinks I am losing eyes. That much value he has given for that. This is a quote, unquote. So, anti-aging, we'll go straight away to, just we'll see men and women. Men works on 24-hour cycle, women works 28-day cycle. See, we are harmonically literate, women is more to know. Women is more illiterate, harmonically, nobody knowledgeable not there. Society, eating and eating metabolic damage, already told you. Men, almost 100% run by testosterone hormones, the sex hormone. Men get testosterone every 15 minutes. 2000% increase in 24 hours fasting, you don't know, you get you see, 2000 times increase. Testosterone goes to brain and converts to estrogen, testosterone loves when you fast. Now this is just statement. We go further. Women works on estrogen, progesterone, testosterone hormone. 3 hormones. They're different times. They're in different times, different days. They can't do fasting like men. Men go fasting. The cycles are not there, then women also can do. There are some limitation. So now women, PCOS is directly connected with insulin resistance. Insulin varies day to day. Insulin, actually, women, diabetic, no, doctor is simply seeing the blood sugar. Is there, they should not see like that. Depends on the day. Suppose today you see the woman, you'll have glucose. Tomorrow you see it different. They should ask, what is your cycle time? Which day? Then based on that, they have to correlate. But who is doing it? Nobody is doing. You got the point? Based on the cycle time, his insulin and his glucose will be varying. If you just take the glucose and based on that you say you are diabetic, it's wrong. Some days they are having more glucose, naturally. So, even blood picture to be correlated based on which day of the cycle and your glucose, they should see and understand that nobody has a time. Week before cycle, HbA1c is high, glucose. Week before cycle, high. You see, cholesterol varies based on cycles. This is Dr. Mindy, the reference I gave. All this, whatever corrected is well proven things, nothing, no controversies are there as you told. So, fasting background, insulin, see, the inside the muscle cell fat can be removed, fatty liver can be removed, fatty pancreas can be removed, fatty viscera can be removed. Now, what is the root cause? Breakfast is important meal of the day is a lie. Fasting is a detox, body healing mechanism. Sleep. I am going to come to a very important thing. See, then I'll dwell on that there. See, I am just here. Intermittent fasting, 10 by 14. 10 hours eating, 14 hours non-eating. 8 hours eating, 16 hours not eating. Different. Fasting 1 day in a week, 3-day fasting once in 6 months, 7-day fasting once in you can do. That's why our culture has got a Navaratru. But what we are doing now, you take one fruit in the morning, you take one coffee with sugar, gone. It won't work. Repair mechanism. Fasting means fasting, only water fasting. You can't do any calories. Any calories you take, it is gone. So people, poor people, they are not knowing, lack of knowledge. They go for fasting 7 days, 9 days. They take coffee with sugar, milk, morning. Evening they take fruit. They say they are fasting. They are not fasting. They won't get the benefit. They are as good as you and me. So like that is there. So now, women, day 1 to 10, long fasting they can do. Better to do. Day 11 to 15, no fasting. They cannot do fasting. 16 to 19, long fasting they can do. Like that, there good literature is available on that. Dr. Mindy is a very expert in this. But other general people don't talk about this. But I just covered everything. So now 2028, no fasting. If you do fasting wrongly, you may gain weight, hair loss, and so on. Women without cycles can do fasting like a man. See, we see some women, no, they go for fasting without knowing, poor people, they lose hairs. Time is there, day, which day? Based on that, they have to do fasting. Some people do actually religiously, they do fasting, but they lose hairs. See, during fasting, now we are talking to the science. This will dull. See, what is happening? I told you insulin, glucose, HbA1c, fasting insulin. See, you got fat in the liver, fat in the pancreas, fat in the gut, gastrointestinal, fat in the kidney, fat in the muscles, and also we said subcutaneous fat, I told, that is good fat. And we discussed about brown fat, white fat. Don't get confused. We talk about bad fat. We are not just good fat. Good fat is doing good. Why do you worry about it? So bad fat is fat in the liver, fat in the pancreas, fat in the kidneys, fat in the gut. This is doing damage. So how do you remove the fat? You are accumulating every day. You are eating, fat goes. Again, it is not converted. Again, you are eating, fat goes. Accumulated. This is fatty liver. That's why the fatty liver test is there, no, ALT. ALT should be less than 25. But our medical reports say less than 50, okay, they'll say. But they are not losing anything. See, less than 50 means you will have fat in the liver. Fat in the liver does all the damage. So, what is the way to fat in the liver has to convert the fat into energy? Fat has to be diluted. Only way is the insulin has to come down. Insulin comes down, the fat store gets opened in the liver, in the pancreas, everywhere in the viscera. Only way, if insulin comes down, the fat store open, key. Insulin goes up, it will never open. How do you bring the insulin down? Doctor will not give any medicine for that. That's why you will not see that one. How do you reduce insulin? There is no medicine. Only medicine is fasting. When you go fasting, you see, fasting is a key to healing. Now you see, glycogen stores, what happens during fasting? I am doing water only fasting, concentrated. 12 hours, what happened? There is a glucose stores in the liver called glycogen. That will be, now once you are not eating, there is no glucose, correct? You are not eating any carbohydrates, no glucose. So body requires glucose. It is a hybrid engine, glucose or ketones. So no ketones not there now. You are not fasting. Your ketones comes only when you do stress. That 10 minutes only comes. But you require the fuel continuously for the brain, no? Fuel is required. Fuel means either ketones or glucose. So now, when you are fasting, glucose goes away, no? Slowly. You are not intaking. So after 12 hours, what happens? Glycogen stores. There is a stores is kept. Liver is kept stores for protection. That will open. Glucagon, one hormone, it will release. Pancreas to liver. Liver opens up the stores. But after 12 hours, that will release the glucose. That glucose. That's why when you test the glucose, no, when you are fasting after 12 hours also, still you are having glucose. 110 like that. It is not 0. 0 means you will die. Glucose is required, no? Below 70 means you will get a low sugar, no? Hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia means sweating, shivering. You fall down. So that will not happen. Body has got a negative feedback system. Where it will, so after 12 hours, what happened? After 12 hours, this glycogen stores has gone over. Now, where is the glucose? Okay. What body does is, after 12 hours, glyconeogenesis, proteins and fat, not only protein and fats are converted into glucose through the process called gluconeogenesis. You just try to understand, even though you may not appreciate. Gluconeogenesis is producing the glucose for you. So now if you test your glucose now, still I am having 110. My glucose not coming down. Where it is generating glucose from proteins and fat, which is there in the body. Okay. Now insulin starts coming down. Okay. Now gluconeogenesis is happening. There is no glucose now. See, this also over now. This glucose is over glycogen stores. Now this glucose converting the protein and fats to glucose is over. Insulin starts coming down. Insulin down. There is no medicine to bring down the insulin down. Bringing an insulin down is giving life for you. Increase life. I'll tell you what is the repercussion. Once insulin comes down, after 18 hours, autophagy starts. Autophagy. After 18 hours. What is autophagy? The bad cellular organelle lying junk in the drainage, let us say you have junk. How do you clean that one? You have to push forward. You have to throw. What is the use of junk lying in the drainage? Stuck up in the corners, in the junctions. So what it will do? Autophagy, Nobel Prize 2016 on this subject. Autophagy starts after 18 hours, kicks in. Autophagy kicks in. Then what happens? Bad organelle lying, proteins are lying here and there. Some in the body also a lot of things are lying. That will take away all that. Why it says 18 hours? It will look for the food. Food is not the brain. Looks for the food. No food is coming. Hurry, no food. Because glycogen stores is over. This also over. Now no food is there. It looks for the food. Self-eating, like when the dog, when it's delivering, it will eat away one of the dog cows, dog cubs, that way. See this. So now it is not going to eat good cells. Please, body will never eat the good cells. Bad cells which are lying without any, that will be circulated and it will be converted into energy and start using. That only when the insulin comes down after 18 hours. After 18 hours, ketones, cleaner burn, current account to deposit account. It's a deposit account. Which one? Your ketones. Now, after 18 hours now you don't have any glucose, correct? So gluconeogenesis is going on. It will not become 0. Gluconeogenesis is going on, but small. Now your glucose may become 70. Your glucose may become 60 also. Normally, when glucose is 60, do you live? You will die. Your glucose may become 40 also. You are not going to die. Because ketones are taken over. Now, after 18 hours, ketones are now on. Ketones are producing fuel to brain. Ketosis happened. Then, if you further go, after 24 hours, slowly ketones increasing. Ketones increasing, then you don't require glucose. Still glucose is there. Because gluconeogenesis is continuously going on. That's why when you are doing fasting, when you check the glucose, it will be 60, 50, 80, like that. It can be 20 also. You will not die. Nothing will happen to you. You are not on glucose metabolism. You are on the ketone metabolism. You should know that one. When you know, because I studied this, I know I can do fasting just like that. I know. I can go, you want me to fast today, I will do 10 days, I will go without anything. I know nothing is going to happen. But you should not do repeatedly. Once in a year you can do 7-day fasting. We will discuss that. Now I gone up to 24 hours. Slowly ketones increased. Ketones has a better energy, like a petrol. Glucose is like a diesel. So now what happens? During water only fasting, increase ketones, you see. Increase neuroplasticity. They become flexible. Mitochondria stress resistance, increase. Increased antioxidant defense, increase autophagy, increases DNA repair, increase glycogen, decrease glycogen, decrease insulin, decrease mTOR. mTOR is one parameter which is aging. If you have more mTOR, you will die early. If you have less mTOR, you live more. decrease photosynthesis. All these positive things are happening during the fasting. Now, what have reduced total body fat percentage? Body fat come down. Body fat is lying waste. Actually, body fat is made 2.5 million years back. For what purpose? When you don't have food, that will be used for you. When you don't have food, use that fat. But what you are having excess food, eating it, you are not allowing that fat to be released. Correct? Because you are always eating and eating and eating, that fat store in the liver and you are not taking out that fat and using for your food. That's why this problem is happening. If you are 2.5 million years back, you will be running. 2 days you don't have food. 2 days food, where you will get? You will not die. I will tell you, our caveman, 3 days is not having food. 4th day he will go for a food. He will run fast or he has to run slowly. After 4th day. If you run slowly, tiger will come and eat you. You will run faster. 4th day is getting more energy. It's a real. It's real. You can see. Fasting, he is fasting. 2nd day he will be little dull. 3rd day he will become more. 4th day he will be kill. He will walk, run faster than normal. You can see. Because your metabolism rate will be increasing during fasting. Only problem 2nd day. 2nd day problem. You can put a question, I will answer. So now, you see what is happening? Reduced waste reduced. Reduced visceral fat reduced. Total body fat reduced. Decrease A1C reduced. Decrease LDL. Increase growth hormones. Growth hormones, after 30 years, 35 years, growth hormones will be not there for your body. But you are getting growth hormones increased by 2000%. Free of cost, only during fasting. Your sex hormones, test hormones, go by 2000 times. Now you see, those who are not having children, no, they can get they don't have to go to this fertility center making lakhs of rupees weight loss. They can do fasting, husband, wife, they will improve their fertility. This is a fact. So, increase growth hormones. That means, growth hormones means you can become young. Your skin can be replaced, new. This is happening after 2nd day. Reduces co-occurrence of cancer. It reduces the reoccurrence of the cancer. You are asking. Why? Because your bad organelle lying proteins, organs lying, hanging in the here and there, that will be thrown out and sent it as a. And your senescent cell, I told, zombie cells, which are cells which are not dead, like a chore, is like this, sitting. He will not dead. He will inflict other people, and cancer comes. That also will be. Apoptosis is a process where that will kill that one, put in the blood, use that one. It will not kill the good cell. Autophagy never kills good people. Body is not designed like that. It will kill, yes. There is a starvation is different, fasting is different. Starvation is different, understand. We are not doing starvation, we are doing fasting. You are having so much fat, calculate, you are trying to wake at the starvation means some people die with starvation means that will come because good cell also will go. Starvation will come only after 40 days of fasting. 7 days repair only happens. So many good things happen, no? You see much wonderful thing. 36 hours ketones go higher and higher. 48 hours mental health will improve. Your Alzheimer's disease will go. Your memory will increase now. Your brain-derived neurotrophic function is there, will come next. Brain-derived neurotrophic function is the brain cells will be replaced with the new brain cells. Brain cells, bad brain cells will be removed and new brain cells are put. Which medicine is going to give you? Nobody will give. Then 5th day ketones go up and up and up. It will go, you can measure with the strips. There is a ketone, strips are there. You can pass the urine there and you can measure how much ketosis. 7th day you become 70% ketones. Actually, ketosis 7th day. Suppose you are checking the glucose. It is 20. Your doctor will say, you will die. Because 20 means you will die. 60 only you will die, no. But I will tell you, you are not going to die. You are in a ketosis. Ketones are taking care of you. During the ketosis, you can be 20 also, glucose. Glucose, some gluconeogenesis is there. Proteins and all getting converted to glucose. Some glucose will come. Sometimes it can be 20 also, no problem. You will be a normal person. You will be hanging like this, kill. You will be more energetic, more, and your nitric oxide will increase. Let me tell you, your nitric oxide will increase in the arteries. Your blood vessels, your blood pressure will come down because blood vessels become flexible. Blood vessels become flexible. Then more blood will flow. Pressure is reduced. So many, now autophagy kicks in after 18 hours. What is autophagy? Deprived with nutrients. Which when body is deprived with nutrients, redundant organelles like pulled out when the no food is there, no, it will look for the bad cells which are lying here and there and take out, and I already told. Autophagy starts after 18 hours. Mitochondria, new mitochondria it will make, new cells it will create during fasting. Which medicine will give? No medicine will create a mitochondria. No medicine will give brain-derived neurotrophic factor, repair of the brain cells. BDNF, I am going to come. Nobody will do. $10 million also you will not get. You are going to get stem cells. You know stem cells, what is the cost of the stem cells? You can't get a stem cells. Stem cells you get also it won't match. I take a stem cells from the, this one, no, stores, whatever, medical. They are having some stem cells. It won't match you. But here, free of cost, you are getting stem cells. Worth tens of millions of dollars. Free of cost. What stem cells do? Repair. You asked one question. After how to close the fasting? You can ask me again. I will going to end that one. Now, growth hormones. See, 2000% growth hormones. See, 20 times increase. Exercise also you can increase the growth hormones by 7.5 times by exercise. See, BDNF, I told, brain-derived neurotrophic factor increases in third day. New brain cells are replaced. BDNF makes brain smarter and brighter. New brain cells. You are getting a new brain cells. You get memory repair. You see, stem cells. Fastest way to increase stem cells. Stem cells cost millions of dollars. Stem cell microbiomes, part of the defense system. What is the stem cells? Suppose there is a repair. Suppose, see, for me, yesterday I got wounded. Body gets wounded every day, directly, indirectly, in the inside. I got wounded other day, here. Then I know, tomorrow morning I will go on late. I shown you, correct? How I know? I know. I am on a flexible metabolism. Metabolic flexibility I am having. Okay, I moved to ketosis as well as, see, I repair mechanism. My stem cells are there. 10 years back I was not like that. 10 years back, now, if I cut, no, it will take a long time for me to heal. Because I have now stem cells. Stem cells will go and repair. What it does? It will take the potassium from here. Potassium it takes from here. And it takes a cholesterol. Take and make the new cell, mitochondria, new brain cell, new organ. It will make. Suppose there is a cut here, it will repair. Stem cells will go there. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Now, during fasting, stem cells know where to go to repair. Whereas, if you are injecting external stem cells, it will not know where to go. It is not having intelligence. Because your stem cells, what has come through your fasting, knows where are the problems are there. Intelligence, body intelligence, brain is, I told you, 80% brain you are not knowing. 80% of brain you are not knowing. The brain will intelligence will find out where it is having a problem. It notes before even, during fasting it will note down where the problems are there. After fasting is over, the moment you close the fasting, immediately starts repairing. New brain cells will repair. That's why fasting, we told even Parama Lankanam, Parama this one, like that is there, no. Very, very useful. Now, because this we are talking scientifically. Sex hormones increase by multiples. Testosterone, sex hormones, testosterone for men, for women also increase. But women, I told all you already, timings are important. Alzheimer's disease is most prevalent from them. See, because of high insulin, hardening of the arteries. Insulin goes down, nitric oxide increases, blood vessels starts opening up. Blood vessels getting opened up. You see, which no medicine will give you. If you do 7-day fasting, cancer chance reduced by 70%. Do 7-day fasting for 6 months, every 6 months, get stem cells, etc. Your entire immunity will change. You will not get cancer for 70% of you are getting chances for lifetime will be reduced. 1 7-day fasting. That much repair is happening inside. You have in stores, protein plenty, vitamins plenty, 30 days, energy enough for 40 days. Nothing will happen to you. If you have some problem, what you can do, you can ask the question, we'll tell you. During the fasting, some problems will come for some people. That we will discuss. After the women fasting should be careful. Menstrual cycle can go long fasting. Okay. Summary, you will become metabolically resilient. Inflammation markers come down. Growth hormones, autophagy, stem cells, sex hormones, growth, everything going up only. You become younger. 30 years level growth hormones. 30 years person has the growth hormones. After 30, 35 years, no growth hormones. You can't grow. But it comes here, free of cost. And insulin goes down, nitric oxide goes up, BP goes down. Now what is happening? Fasting does detoxification. So what is happening? When for a diabetes person, what happened? The insulin came down, correct? When insulin came down, insulin resistance comes down. Cells have become, I told you, gumming of the cells, gumming, lock, gum, that gum will repair. So if you do now, those who are having pre-diabetic, you go for fasting, regular fasting, you will become non-diabetic. Even you are diabetic, 4 or 5 years back you got diabetic, no? With fasting and many other mechanisms, inflammation already, you will become non-diabetic. But if already you are a diabetic 10, 15 years back, it will be little difficult. But also you can do. For that time you have to do prolonged fasting, 10 days, 15 days like that. Your BP will come down immediately. See, BP directly proportional to weight. You go fasting, 4-day fasting, you give BP tablet, remove. But doctor won't tell you. Doctor not knowledgeable. When you are doing fasting, you consult your doctor, but that should be he should be knowledgeable. He is not knowing what is the fasting, you can't help. Go to change the doctor. So that is what I can tell you. The best doctor you go who knowledgeable. During fasting also, you should see you are having blood pressure. You should measure blood pressure and sugar during the fasting. Because you cannot, because already your diabetes means, suppose you have taken tablet today, tomorrow morning your sugar is coming down, no? Suppose you don't take any food, hypoglycemia will become, low sugar. If you measure and takes little one biscuit, no? Second day, enough. After that, continue fasting. Only that transition period, no? You have to be careful. You understand? When you are fasting, your glucose should not go down immediately. But after 4 or 5 days it goes down, that is okay, ketones are coming. But second day ketones has not come. So today night I left fasting, tomorrow morning I have to see my glucose. Because I have taken tablet yesterday night. The tablet is pulling down. Tomorrow morning it will, effect of the tablet is there. That time you have to be little careful. I am knowledgeable, I do. But everybody should be knowledgeable. That's why you can consult. If you can talk to me, I will help. There is no big deal. So many things are happening and wonders happen. Second antibody, and do you want to avoid second angioplasty? And you want to avoid bypass? Go for fasting. No mitochondria will come. More mental clarity. Eyesight better. Dementia cured. Diabetic reversed. Kidney disease reversed. BP reversed diabetic cannot do for everybody. If you are only 4 or 5 years before, it can reverse. Because insulin sensitivity comes back. When insulin goes down for 7 days, 5 days, insulin sensitivity improves. Like that you do repeatedly, if ketosis will happen, you are working on, wherever the brain cells are dead, all improving. Wherever cells are, bad cells are removed, thrown out in the blood through autophagy. So repair mechanism happens. So you become a vigilant person and your pancreas also sensitivity will increase. Everything becomes sensitized. After the prolonged fasting, you become sensitive person. After 7 days, the parameters will increase, permanently increase. It is not that temporary. So time and again you do limited, like fasting you do monthly 1 day, 2 day fasting. It is very simple to do. Or yearly you do 1 5-day fasting. Then you will become very vigilant, no diabetic, nothing, no BP, no. Like that is a story. But already you are diabetic, then you have to go slowly. Nothing, it will not happen suddenly. But you should have knowledge. If you have knowledge, you can do good. So chronological biological age. See, it can be 52 years biological age. Cellular age can be 42 years. It can be young. Because age reversal can happen. Because your cells can be regenerated. You can repair. And recycling your metabolism. Body becomes more immune and defensive. Fasting is the way of increasing longevity. See, there are so many things. Calorie restriction also will help. See, those monkeys are given 20% less food. 100 monkeys are given full food. These 100 monkeys given 20% less food, lived 20% more life. Food is more is also a problem. More food is a problem, no. Sugar is there, glucose is there, or metabolism you are spoiling. So there is calorie restriction also. That's why those who are rishis, no, they take one day meal. 1 meal a day. They live long years. So, see what happens during fasting. Unusual to get electrolyte deficiency, unusual. But some people get electrolyte deficiency, you can small pinch of salt in the water, you can take, Himalayan salt. Or you can take magnesium. Some magnesium citrate tablet, you can take. Magnesium, or you can go into, you are near to the sea, you put a legs on the sea, you get magnesium. And salt, small pinch of salt in the water, you take, no problem. Electrolyte is not spoiling the fasting because it is electrolyte, it is not a calorie. Any calorie you take, that will spoil them. It will not get autophagy. Calorie intake you take, autophagy stops. Autophagy stops, everything stops. There is a sodium, potassium, kidney will absorb every molecule of sodium. Enough, wherever sodium is there, kidney will absorb. So you don't have to worry. Dizziness is because of low blood pressure. So you get a dizziness, blood pressure comes down. Slightly dizziness. The second day will be a little problem. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, you will be like a better than. When you are closing now, you have to be liquid magnesium put on your skin. Liquid magnesium comes like a oil you can put. DNA are expressed 0.1%. DNA repair happens during the fasting. DNA repair. You get $100 million, you will not get DNA repair. No medicine. DNA has got histones. And that histone, DNA starts expressing. When DNA starts expressing, you will get a more life. DNA covered by histones get opened up. See, vitamin D efficient, you are deprived gene expression. If vitamin D is not there, DNA expression will not happen. See, now again, you are doing fasting without vitamin D properly, no use. So many functions will not happen. Vitamin D, you have to make it up. B12, make it up. And you then go for fasting. So DNA repair happening, there no medicines are available. Vitamin D genes are not expressed as they are covered up by stones. The cover up will be opened during fasting. Omega-6 ratio should be, there's certain one, the longevity molecules will get invoked, goes up during fasting. You live more. You see, if you eat high protein diet, you turn off whatever. See, this is another one, these people are saying about the non-vegetarian, no? Keto diet, that is not good. Keto diet, we take what happens, no? You get what is called IGF molecules. Insulin resistance will increase. And long term, it will not be useful. People die early. If they have ketosis, only keto diet. Ketosis is good. Keto diet is different, ketosis is different. Keto diet means only non-vegetarian they take, no? They don't take anything. Only non-vegetarian you take, cancer will come, inflammation will increase. Their weight loss will happen. Non-vegetarian you take, weight will become trim. But your HSCRP, your ESR, your uric acid, all will go up. Inflammation will go up. Because of inflammation, you will get cancer. That's why those people who take non-veg, they are subjected to cancer. So stem cells, you have seen so many things happen. Stem cells will block. See, stem cells need building blocks, phosphate. Yes, phosphate deficiency will come. During fasting, what happens? No, after 7 days, I close the fasting. Okay, 8th day, what happened? I get a egg. Why? Because the stem cells are coming here, bone marrow, and phosphate, it will take phosphate from here, and cholesterol, it will take, go the where repair will do. The phosphate deficiency happening here. That's why what you should do after closing the fasting, you should take bone broth, mutton bone broth, chicken bone broth, or vegetable bone broth, vegetable broth. Why? You need this, fill up this phosphate. That's a simple thing. So 1 meal a day, okay, 3 meal rogi, 4 meal rogi. This is like that it is. Pregnant women should not fast. Nursing women, the woman giving milk to child, no, should not fast. Because autophagy throws out that nonsense into the system, no, autophagy. That will come through this one, no. For the child will get the milk. That's why nursing women, the woman which is giving milk to the child should not do fasting. Then the boy will get wrong milk. People with eating disorders should not fast. Some people are having eating disorders. Very few people, they cannot fast. See, insulin, so many things already explained. See, DNA repair. See, telomere less short. See, telomere is the one holding the DNA. That shortens. The DNA holding mechanism shortens, life is reduced. It will lengthen during fasting. DNA repair happens. Apoptosis will improve. I told apoptosis is removing the senescent cell or zombie cells and throw out the clearness of senescent cells, creating old cells hanging. DNA is bombarded by toxins or radiation, is improved now. So regular fasting will help you. During fasting, reduce carbs. This is a check glucose at least 4 times. Check as a policy, I can tell you, consult your doctor will tell. I don't consult doctor, but because you should know what is your BP level when during fasting. You should know your glucose level. You should just keep monitoring. Nothing is going to happen. You are already diabetic means you have to, second day you have to ensure that you are not going down. Third day, fourth day, no problem because you are not depending on the tablet. The tablet has got effect, no. Suppose today night I take a tablet, it has got effect for one more 24 hours, no. That period you have to be a little careful. Otherwise you are not generating any glucose now. When you are fasting, there is no glucose. Longer broth, you should break the long fast with a bone broth. Okay, it has got all this phosphate and all these things that vegetable bath, avocado and put some chia seeds, prebiotic, and you can take the curd, yogurt like that, no? Steamed vegetables. Short fasting means you can break with the curd rice, boiled vegetables. So, see, then actually a lot of things are there now. Is it time to? So, some pillars are there. Like education is important. We'll run through. Then we go for questions. First, education is important. Correct? You should know. Why you may think somewhere? Why I should know? You should know. So after all, your health, your body. So you should know minimum things. There are minimum knowledge. I am also not a biologist. I am not a doctor. Where I learned last 1 year, but I thoroughly learned. So you can also learn at least 50% of mine. So first, education is important. Awareness. Second pillar is exercise. You have to do exercise. That you know. There are various types of exercise. Exercise stress. You have to stress. Further there. Third pillar is fasting. Time restricted feeding or frequent long water fasting. Then you do nutrition, diet, sequence of eating, proper water intake. See, you have to take proper water, 2 liters per day, and you have to take proper diet. Timing of diet and proper diet important. You want to take junk food means, I want to take all this one like this means, here, exactly we can't define. You take a plant-based food, you don't take the chemicals, you don't take plastics, you take fruits which are seasonal fruits. You have to, this is a minimum nutrition. This is a fourth pillar is nutrition. Do not eat anything during 1 hour wake up. The moment you wake up, no, don't eat for first 1 hour. See, some drivers, no, they're drivers, you will get up and take the tea with sugar and you will make an accident and die. You know why? Because he is not ready. His body is not ready for it. Insulin is not generating. He will go high sugar. Insulin not ready. He is a normal person, he is not diabetic. First 1 hour after wake up, you should not eat. After 1 hour, you should eat. Do not eat anything during the first 1 hour after wake up, because debris removal activity takes place. System is not ready to react to the food. Do not eat anything 2 to 3 hours before the bedtime. Before bedtime, you eat 3 to 4 hours before. After 1 hour of wake up, you eat 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, you eat. This is a minimum. Sixth pillar is clearing glucose. Clearing glucose means now, what happens, the moment you take food, go for a 10 minutes walk. Or do like this, 10 minutes. Minimum 10 to 20 minutes better. Once you take food, you walk. It is there in Vedas also. After food, immediately walk. After breakfast, you walk 10, 15 minutes. After lunch, you make 10 minutes. After dinner, you make 10 minutes. Glucose clearing is called. Glucose getting cleared. Glucose is generating now. That glucose has to be cleared. Muscles no directly take the glucose without support of the insulin. Muscle don't require insulin. Other cells require insulin to escort glucose. So this is a clearing glucose. This is also there is a big subject about the breathing. You have to breathe only through nose, not through mouth. Nitric oxide 7 times more comes. That is a summary of this whole thing. See, dogs breathe through mouth. Animals breathe through mouth when they are sick. You must breathe through nose only, 6 to 7 days. If you want any change, 6 to 7 days. Suppose in the night you are breathing, there is a Gorkha, like you can stop that one. You put a tape. 60 to 70 days you put a tape, brain will train. After that you will not do that one. That is one reason. Other reason is reduce the weight, that also will come down. So 60% of people sleep with open mouth. Even now, world, 60% doing the wrong things. That's why we are having hospitals full. There is a, try to train your mouth to shut in the night. You should shut. Train means you can put a tape for 70, 80 days, then it will get used to it. Brain will train. Brain, I told you, brain is controlling 80% of that. You don't know how the brain is doing. Breathing through nose reduces 6 times more nitric oxide. See, if you mouth you do, it is 6 times less nitric oxide will come. I explained to you what is the nitric oxide. So much it is doing. Entire, there are 60,000 miles. Arteries are there. Blood vessels, 60,000 miles. The globe you can round 2 times. That is the length of the arteries in your blood system. So, another one, cold exposure. Cold exposure increases brown fat. I told brown fat. And 80% of heat or body temperature is coming out of the head. See, head, never cool your head. or heat. If you heat here, no, it actually the 80% of heat is in the cold. Also, ice don't put on the head. You can expose up to this. Head is careful. This is a cold exposure. Heat also, no, sauna 2 to 3 times a day, 29 minutes if you do, your dying chance is reduced by 27%. Actually, you are going to live 30% more if you done sauna. But sauna 29 minutes okay. If you want to go 40 minutes, then your life will reduce. If you do 29, around 29 minutes is a sweet point, sweet. 29 minutes, you will decrease your death by more you excess problem. Sauna is a 4 to 7 times a week, risk of dying reduced by 50%. 50% chance of reducing sauna because it is detoxification, no? Micro stressing your body. Sauna is also one of the important. Ninth pillar, proper sleep. See, proper sleep is very important. So sleep is not there, what happened? You will get the cortisol increases. Cortisol increases, fat increases. Fat increases, inflammation increases. Everything will increase sleep. Sleep is one of the pillar. That's why we are told insulin resistance is one of the pillar, no? We told inflammation, we told dietary inflammation, then we told sleep. Before that we told exercise, we told hyperinsulinemia. In that sleep also there in that insulin resistance. They all are linked with insulin resistance. Physically, see, now emotion, stress, relaxation. See what is happened, 10th pillar. You should have positive mental attitude. All are linked to that seeds, no? WEDS. Or whatever I put the 4 pillars, 4 roots. Emotion is important, part of aging. No biomarkers are for emotion, no biomarkers are there. You can't measure. When ego goes away, everything comes in. I put there, ego comes in, everything goes away. Here I am saying, ego goes away, everything comes in. This is psychology, but this 10th pillar is stress release. It will happen only with emotions. This is the final words. Fasting is in the human design for healing. Fasting is there in the human design for healing, for better mental health. How you eat, when you eat, determines your health. The last one, exercise is a king. Nutrition is a queen. Together is kingdom. Best of all medicine is fasting. Thank you. So any questions now you can ask. You ask again. I answered, but you ask. You ask.
That when we go for fasting,
Yeah.
and is there any side effects will come? How to face those things?
Side effect is when you are on a medication, you have to be careful. Because especially you are on diabetic medication, second day you have to be careful. You are in some other medication, what I suggest is go for 2 meals. 2 meals you go, don't go fasting. To start with 2 meals. Take morning 8 o'clock, take 4 o'clock, lunch, dinner, close it off. Tablet, morning tablet you take morning, night tablet you take 4 o'clock. Over. No need to ask anybody. Intermittent fasting. That also will do repair, but it will take time. Fasting means immediately come down. 10 days you will come down the weight. Real weight come down, fat will go away. Whereas intermittent fasting means it will take 4 weeks, 8 weeks. After that it becomes stabilized. So when you are on a medication, better go for intermittent fasting. And when you are diabetic related, go for a full fasting. But first day, second day you have to be watchful about the glucose. Glucose should not go down because your tablet is affecting, no? See, previous day you have taken tablet.
Then
Next day,
what is the precaution we have to take it on the second
you
day?
see the glucose next day morning. Then glucose is going down, no? One biscuit you take. Yeah, and then close. No more tablet now. Yesterday night you will have the tablet, correct?
Correct.
Tomorrow morning the tablet effect is there. You need to take the food. You don't take one biscuit. And measure the glucose. If glucose in within 80 or 90, no problem. It goes to 60, 70, then immediately you take some food. That much for the second day. After that, you are not on glucose. And this tablet effect has gone. Tablet has got an effect, no downing effect. There is the only precaution. And BP will come down. It will cause. Suppose BP tablet already you are taking, second day, third day, fourth, BP will come down. You can stop the BP tablet slowly. You can reduce the tablets. Suppose you are taking 1 gram, you can take 50% of that, reduce. Because your BP will come down. After fasting, you will become a non-diabetic. You can avoid that tablet. No need of tablet. Once the weight comes down, BP will come down. Weight goes up, BP will go up. Blood pressure is directly proportional to your weight.
Sir, and that again, I am asking, how to avoid the cancer growth?
Yes. See what we are doing, what we have done during the fasting, what is happening? Fasting up and down. When you do, what happens? The senescent cells, the zombie cells, which are the root cause for the cancer growth, they are killed. And during fasting, your cells get regenerated. Cancer cells gets killed or snubbed during fasting. Cancer cells getting down. Your body cells getting regenerated. One positive effect is double effect you are having. What more can happen? Those who are doing fasting, I don't think they will get cancer. But if they do bad fasting, I can't help. So they are doing bad fasting. What they do, I told no, morning coffee with milk. Hey, I have taken only coffee, I have taken only 1 biscuit. Evening I have taken only 1 apple. You have taken a calorie. Autophagy will not come. Autophagy kicks in when there is no food. Autophagy kicks in when the insulin goes down. When you take some fruit, insulin goes up. When you take coffee with tea and milk, insulin goes up. When insulin goes up, autophagy will not kick in. And when insulin is up, fat burning will not happen. Initially only I put a slide. Fat burning system you are made. We are made with fat burning system. You are making glucose burning system. You go back to, that's why I am telling, we are a hybrid machine. Hybrid machine, glucose burning as well as fat burning. That will happen when you are giving gap between one food to the other food. And when you are doing exercise, I told you, when you stress, what happens? Cortisol. Cortisol means that hormone, stress hormone will come up. Then I told, the sympathetic nervous system will release epinephrine, norepinephrine, neurotransmitters. What the transmitters will do? You will release fat converted into ketones. That means you went to ketosis also during the exercise. Small period. If you over-exercise, what happens? I told you. Over-exercise, the sympathetic nervous system will morass. No, it will not behave. Over is not going to. Then what if it will stop releasing and more fat will happen. And elongated stress, like you are feeling bad about somebody died or elongated stress, then you get a fat. Stress. Already we told you, stress, inflammation, exercise, hyperinsulinemia, all are covered. If you follow these 4 principles, no, you will not get any disease. Assured.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Jayapal.
Good
Good evening.
good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is Bhave. So,
Yeah, please.
yes, only a few questions.
Yeah.
Of course, a very enlightening lecture.
Yeah.
Now, what we have heard during some of the times, I used to attend one thing called Siddha Samadhi Yoga,
Yeah.
way back. So there they used to tell us, you must not take cooked food. You should take, bendakai, anything, it should be raw.
Correct.
Raw.
I told that.
You told, is it?
I mentioned.
Is it correct or?
It's correct.
Correct.
What happens now, when you go back to the slide, if you take spinach, you take any vegetables, enzymes are gone, your proteins 50% not useful, your everything is gone. You are only taking 10-15% only you are getting. Your real vitamins and minerals, nutrients are gone because of cooking. So raw is better, always.
Another
Now
small-
those people who are taking plant, they live more years. You have seen, our Rishi Channel, they take only plant.
So another small question is,
Yeah.
these days the water that we are drinking, because of the industrial pollution, as I have heard, the acidity is going up in the water.
Yeah.
pH value I am talking about.
Definitely.
So has it become necessary that we should adjust this pH for our drinking water?
Correct.
So
I agree, because what is happening, this water is also one of the nutrients. I put macronutrients and micronutrients. Okay, macronutrients are proteins, minerals and fat. And micronutrients, water also there. So macronutrients, there is a pollution, it won't affect.
the reason why I am asking this is that I was actually, you can say bombarded by one set of people who are selling this Kangen water.
Yeah.
So that gives us the water where the pH can be controlled after the AquaGuard.
Correct.
pH value can be controlled, which we need is about 8 or 8.5, 9.5 also. And beyond that, it is, they say they can also cure the cancer.
Correct.
Because of this
It is a chemical.
pH value.
Same thing it happened. The people have done experiment in Singapore. They have taken the tap water, Singapore. They have given to people. They have taken bottled water. They told bottled water is not good, though, is having this problem. You take this tap water. Nobody taken the tap water. Everybody taking the bottled water only, even though they know that is having bad.
And they also say that the soft drinks that we take, the bottled, Limca or Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
that is very bad, they are saying, as far as the acidity is concerned.
This is a processed food, ultra processed food, ultra processed food. Flour means pindi, not a ground, not a whole grains. They are, once you are making flour, that means pindi, once you make a flour, glucose spikes. Once you are having a processed food, you have put chemicals in that. You have put this one, what you call preservatives. You put coloring, all nonsense you put, all plasticiding the food. Then it leads to mitochondrial bombardment. Yes.
Thank you so
Lead
much.
to
Thank you.
aging. Yes.
Thank you so much for confirming. Thank you for the
Thank you.
information.
Everything linked. See, we addressed, actually today meeting, we addressed, even though you are all a different crowd, we addressed one of the best of its kind in the world, this lecture. You will not get this material anywhere. We addressed the mitochondria level. Suppose we are not able to get interaction because suppose I am going to give this lecture of CSIR and some DRDO labs. There maybe CSIR lab people may react in a different way. But this is we went to deep. Mitochondria level we went, touching that one. Uric acid, bombarding the mitochondria. Uric acid, because of beer, because of fructose, because of sugar. You take sugar, uric acid increases. Beer, uric acid increases. It bombards the mitochondria. The smallest cell bombarding. Dysfunction of the mitochondria. Dysfunction of the cell in the blood vessel, that top layer, the inside layer, that is creating a hardness. Blood pressure increasing. All technical. Is engineering. So blood vessel is hardened. Then BP is increasing. Small vessel, more blood has to go. If nitric oxide is affecting because the uric acid is inhibiting the nitric acid. Is inhibitor. And it is damage happening. Flexibility is reduced. When flexibility is not there in the artery, so there is a good study here now we have done. We went deep into all, touched everything for you to assimilate. And one more video conference we'll have, you can put a question. Now also you can put any question, we'll answer. Now we are talking about a root cause. We are not giving a solution for your kidney problem. This you are selling not to get a problem. Tell.
Sir, good evening, sir.
You,
Sir, I have a question. So initially you have given a disclaimer also about the medical experts' decision. So when you are suggesting a fasting for the diabetes, so how much medical experts will confidently accept this solution?
Fasting.
Fasting.
Actually, fasting is a science. Fasting is well proven. Fasting is having records. You can get what is happening. Medical expert, a good doctor will agree. Definitely, he knows. But if he's not agreeing, I told you already, change the doctor. Go to better doctor. If he is not agreeing, you say, bloody hell, you don't know, 10th, third one. See, what we can do? This is science. This is allopathy. We are talking allopathy. We are not talking Ayurveda. We are not talking. We are talking with the stem cells. You can measure the stem cells. You can sell the ketones. Measure. I have strips. Measure the ketones. You can measure your triglycerides. You can measure HDL. You can measure your everything. You can measure. You can measure insulin. During the fasting. What more you want? What more you want? You will not understand. He is not understanding. He is not having knowledge. He is not studied. American Diabetic Association told not to do insulin test. Why? So feel the reason they are giving, saying that there is no standard method and it is a radiation method is there for insulin measurement. How does it matter? It is giving 10% area variation, doesn't matter, no? Why they are not doing? Pharma is involved. If you do insulin measurement, no, you will come out with your problem. Diabetes, 10, 15 years before you will come out. 15 years before you are getting diabetes, no? Your insulin gone up. I shown you, Suresh and Naresh. His glucose is in control. Insulin is going up. Insulin is going up, bombarding the entire system. You will get heart attack also and die. You'll say, my father died with heart attack. No, he was not having sugar, oh, he was not having BP. Arey, bloody hell. Your father was having BP, you are having hyperinsulinemia 10 to 15 years back. You are not tested. Ignorance. I put one slide. Do you call ignorance? It is not there in the syllabus. One of the best doctor told, my daughter is studying in engineering, medicine in the US. Unfortunately, she is not studying the insulin. She is not taught to measure the fasting insulin. Why? Because this lobby is there, no? Pharma lobby, they dictate the syllabus and involved. So they don't want to see. Now, if this root cause, this is spread to the people, 70% of the hospitals are closed. I don't have any disease. I don't go to doctor at all. Last 1 year. Metabolically, I become strong. I'm not that I will not go to doctor. Doctor is good. Let him do his job. But let him analyze the root cause. Root cause analysis, for the insulin fasting is not doing, he has no medicine. Triglycerides, I told many times, triglycerides is not no medicine. Medicine for triglycerides is what? Fasting, reduce the sugar, sugar you reduce the fructose, reduce the junk food. Then your triglycerides will reduce 100 points. It is 250, it will go 100. I'll tell you one gentleman, he has given this one, I'll reduce 100 points within 10 days. Food directly. Food you are controlling, triglycerides are coming down. You are again taking the bad food, again it will go up. See, somebody good means, somebody is good means, I'll say goodbye. Is bad means, I'll say bad bye. You'll say, when you are telling goodbye, when you are doing good job, I'll say goodbye. When you are doing a bad job, I'll say bad bye, correct? Same way, when you take a good food, your triglycerides will reduce. When you take a bad food, again it will increase. If it increases, your artery gets bombarded. And you get a heart attack. Cancer, everything will come. See, relation, all the time you have to take a good food. You can't take junk food. What is there having burgers and all? What is there in that? What is there in that? Fructose. All the cold drinks, Coca-Cola, what is there in that? Fructose. Fructose is not a metabolization of the body. No creature in the world metabolizes the fructose. Glucose metabolizes by everybody. Glucose also you are getting in the cool drinks. You don't require that glucose. Because already you are having glucose through carbohydrates, protein and fat. Body generates glucose for you. Why you additional glucose telling and pushing into the fatty liver? Glucose, extra glucose, what happens? Goes to fatty liver. Extra. Why you take a added sugar? Added sugar not required. Added fructose is the enemy. Fructose is the enemy. Fructose is 7 times bad compared to glucose. Fructose is there in the fruit. But fruit, what happens? Whole fruit you take, seasonal fruit, what happens? There is a fiber. Fiber will nullify the fructose effect. It will not damage. Whole fruit. No, don't take juice. Juice you take. Small kids should not take the juice, no. Nobody should take juice. Juicing is a poison. Mitochondrial bombardment. Okay, nothing is happening with children you are seeing, they are coming to children hospital, correct? How many people are standing for what? Children should not go to hospital. If they are having any problem, they should fast. Mothers should not give anything to children. They will become all right. That is real. But they will go to doctor, he will charge money, and he will give medicine, again it will increase. This is okay. Any more questions?
Sir, okay. Sir, thank you.
Yes. You can give the mic. Yes. Alcohol. See, yes, alcohol. See, alcohol is equivalent to sugar. Sugar is damaging the liver, same extent. Alcohol also damaging the same extent. Actually, real. Now, with alcohol, additionally damaging the brain also. So, which there is no study in the world which says alcohol is good for the, but the doctors say, because that fellow also drinks, he will say 2 to 3 packs, okay. But there is no where it is proved alcohol is good for the, alcohol is inflammatory. He is going to kill, every day you take alcohol, you are going to kill your brain cells. And alcohol is little worse than sugar, but sugar is very close to alcohol. What I am trying to say, sugar is also, why people are not promoting sugar is bad? Because industry, if sugar is bad means the entire industry will collapse, process industry will collapse. Entire, all provisional stores, no, you will not go to them. There is a processed food. Processed food is saying fructose, sugar. Sugar is there, 30 variety names it is there, sugar. Sugar names are there, 30 varieties. This is not only sugar. They are putting different names, getting certified. And because lobby is there, no, American Diabetic Association, American, FDA, all, they approve because of the lobby is there. Actually, sugar, see now, cigarette smoking is banned all over the world, and liquor also, they say it is harmful everywhere in the world. Like that, condoms also they banned in the US, Europe country. Earlier it was open. Cigarette was open in the parliament, they used to smoke, UK parliament. Some 1980 before, they got a law not to smoke in public places, correct? Another 10, 20 years, there will be law to ban sugar. Say sugar is hazardous to health. Sugar is doing the same hazardous as liquor. Sugar is doing the same hazard for the blood pressure what salt is doing. You can note down this sentence. Whatever salt is doing the damage for your blood pressure, sugar is also doing the same equal amount of damage to the blood pressure. You see, that is not being told because industry involved. This is a technical, there is no controversy about it. Sugar damages blood pressure same way as salt. You see insights, now we are talking insight into metabolic syndrome. Thank you, thank you. Thank you everybody for listening so patiently and for a good introduction.
One last word, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know what level I am eligible to talk here, but my only eligibility is I witnessed and I am the proof how much time you spend on this, more than 300 hours, which is not your subject. Just the dedication behind this everything. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక నిజం చెప్తే ఒక ప్రాణం రక్షించేదని ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు అనుకున్నారో అప్పటి నుంచి మీరు నిద్రపోలేదు, నేను చూశాను దాన్ని. అండ్ ఇది ఎవరి వల్ల సాధ్యం కాదు ఇది. సో జనరలీ ఇప్పుడు సార్ ఒక నిజం చెప్తే ఒక లైఫ్ని సేవ్ చేయొచ్చు అని సార్ అనుకొని మన కోసం మన హెల్త్ గురించి ఇంత కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేసి చెప్తున్నంటే మనం ఎంత మన హెల్త్ మీద చేసుకోవాలనేది మనం ఆలోచించాలి. సో లాస్ట్ వీక్ వన్ ఆఫ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్ ఐ ఇన్వైటెడ్, ఈజ్ అ డాక్టర్, ఐ ఇన్వైటెడ్ ఫర్ ద లాస్ట్ ఫంక్షన్. ద ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఈ టోల్డ్ ఇస్, దెర్ ఈస్ నో కాంట్రవర్సీ ఇన్ దిస్. అతను ఏమన్నాడంటే, ఎస్ ఐఎమ్ అ డాక్టర్, ఐ విల్ డెఫినెట్లీ కమ్, బట్ ఫర్ మై సేక్, నాట్ ఫర్ మై పేషెంట్స్. సో ఎందుకన్నాడో నాకు అది మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలని డైరెక్ట్గా చెప్పలేను. సో దట్ దెర్ ఈస్ నో కాంట్రవర్సీ. ఐ టోల్డ్ హిమ్ ఈ వర్డ్ నేను చెప్తాను. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్కి దెర్ ఈస్ నో మెడల్స్, దెర్ ఈస్ నో మనీ, దెర్ ఆర్ నో క్రోర్స్, బట్ లైఫ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్. ప్రాణం కాపాడాలనేది ఏదో ఒక కారణం తప్ప దీనికి కంక్లూజన్ అదే. సో బిగ్ రౌండ్ ఆఫ్ అప్లాస్ ప్లీజ్.
What happened is this came out out of me because I am a scientist by nature. I am a IIT Madras doctoral student. I know when I go in some detail, no, I am a supercomputing expert supposed to be. I was supposed to complete PhD. I not submitted because of I helped my brothers and all. It's a big story. So before submitting, I left ISRO, and so what happened when I go deep, I just saw on 15th August last year, not this year, I was like this. Then immediately I investigated what the hell is going on. Some photo of people have sent. That invoked me. Then I went deep into, first I don't know anything about metabolic syndrome till 15th August last year, not this year. After that I spent so much time, I must have crossed 1,200 hours I spent. More than that. I talked to Dr. Anjiraju, without knowing that, you know Dr. Anjiraju, I talked to 2 hours. Then after that I asked, sir, you are which engineering college you have done engineering? He told, I am a doctor. Oh my God. He is 8 years old. He is a Somaraju's classmate. Where you done MBBS? I got suddenly, my God, Guntur Medical College MBBS. Where PG? I am surgeon, Guntur Medical College. Hare. Then I went to US and I am an anesthesia, he told. I told, Hare, sir, you are a doctor. I explained 2 hours. I explained 2 hours to him. And what he has done, he has brought his relatives also inside the house. He brought them, saying that she is having this problem. I say, I am not knowing how to die. I am only telling the root cause. So they told, I am having this pain, that pain. I told, you do fasting, that pain will go. Certain things I advised. So it so happened, I talked to that very big doctor also. But he was agreeing for my sentences. I told, don't use cow milk. Yes, I am not using cow milk. Last 3 years he is telling. Anjiraju. Then I told, sir, don't use sugar. Sir, in our house there is no sugar, he is telling. How is that you are understanding, sir? I told, I asked, what is your background? Then he told, he is a doctor. Milk, don't use milk. Cow milk is having a big molecule. Mother milk is having a small molecule. Goat milk is little bigger. Sheep milk bigger. Donkey milk is little bigger. So cow milk is having this much molecule. MCT, medium chain triglycerides straight away convert into ketones in the mother milk more. Next high is goat milk, sheep milk, and donkey milk. And in the cow milk, the molecule is like a basketball. It is not having MCT, medium chain triglycerides, not having. So it won't help ketosis. It is a problematic in digesting. If you are taking milk, you will die early. Cow milk. That is a technical, proved. But we cannot say that because of the industry involved. That milk is meant for the cow, the child. That milk is not milk for you. But however, goat and sheep and donkey milk. See, donkey milk is very costly. It is a good. So what you should do, actually we can make a very good organization where plant-based, good have organic plant, then we should have a hen, this eggs, grass-fed egg, meat, grass-fed meat, then you have all these things together. When good health conscious, but people are not bothered. They take junk food, eat, and he is dying also, he is not bothered. He go to Yashoda hospital, spend 10, 20 lakhs. I am giving solution, he is not ready. I tell many, you got angioplast, I will tell, angioplast you got? Second time you don't want to go to angioplasty. Listen to me. He will not get but he will not listen. This is but of course I think some communication we have done. We'll go on now. Next we'll be talking to the DRDO labs and CSR labs. Already 2-3 invitations are there from Aeronautical Development Agency, CSR, NAL. NAL I am supposed to address. But I told them 3 hours. They are telling how to do, they are taking 1 hour. Say 1 hour I can't, my way of telling is not 1 hour, because this is deep rooted. Unless I tell the fundamental, make them to understand, they will not appreciate this one. Now you know, entire thing we covered in a sequential way, inflammation, stress, all the linked with fasting, everything linked. That linkage, that is a closing ceremony properly, like a thesis. Thank you everybody for your attention. Yes.